says I only want disagreement, okay, ask yourself the question: what type of man is truly in disagreement with Kevin Samuels' message? Not in disagreement with him, because there's some sensible brothers who just disagree with, they just not going for reasons I'm not even going to get into. But overall, if they had to really do an upvote or a downvote, do you agree with this statement by Kevin Samuels? Do you disagree with that statement by Kevin Samuels? Most upright men generally agree with everything that Kevin Samuels is saying. So you have to ask yourself $1 million question: what type of man truly disagree? I think even Tommy Sotomayor, Kevin Samuels' biggest critic at this point, I guarantee they agree on 95% of everything.
And that's true.
So that's the situation.
But I think that at the very least, what he was expecting is an intelligent discourse. And he got the absolute. In other words,
wait. And this is okay. Somebody says angry men disagree. Factors why some people aren't going. Some people can't get past the man bag. It's like stuff like that where people got their disagreements. It's normally, not saying that's angry man's reason, but there's normally specific reasons why some people, they just not going when it comes to Kevin Samuels. But the words that are coming out of his mouth, most upright men generally agree with what he's saying. So again, you gotta question what type of men are coming up to disagree with a message that's really advocating for men and advocating for women to fall back more into a feminine role,
right?
Leading. What man disagrees with that? What a weak ass man that says, "We just need to say it nicer to him. You're just so rough and tough." And
that was ridiculous.
So
and I feel even all right past that stage, you would think by now. I think a lot of black men have a problem with hierarchies, and I think that we've seen this time and time. Everybody can't be queens and kings with scepters, and because somebody has to actually do the work. But the problem is, a lot of black men, even though they kind of try to like judo themselves into a hierarchy position without doing the work. And then when you actually put categories on it, and it's like, listen, we're going to move this way. We have like in Colombia, they have a class system. I think I was telling Edward about this. Like, you have from class 0 to class 6, and everybody wants to be 4, 5, and 6. But the reality of the situation, you start probably at 2 or 3. But I find that a lot of black men in particular, when you put the label, like, listen, Uber driver, there is no high value Uber driver. And I heard somebody mention that in the stream earlier, because like, if we're going to go by the document that Kevin Samuels laid out, what's a high value man? It's making over 100K at least 5 years in a row. You have to be useful to the group. I don't see you being useful being an Uber driver. I guess you're going to drive everybody to where they got to go. And you have to, like,
they useful to people that need a ride.
Forget even Kevin Samuels' definition. There's no such thing as a high value Uber driver, period, because it's not a fucking career. Okay.
Yeah, because where does it stop? I could be a high value floor sweeper. Like, it's not
a career. I agree, and I say that it's somebody that was an Uber driver for 3 years, and I did that on the side.
All right. That's not that doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon, and it is time for my show to start. Welcome back to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer, and I'm going to pick up where I left off. So my last show, at least I think, maybe I did one in between, but one of my last shows was exposing or expressing my theory that Crystalline Karazin is not married, that she has not worn her ring since October, I think it was October 12th of 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, as it turns out, at least according to Obsidian, they had a conversation, and she is not. She is no longer with Waldo. All those where she was being sarcastic, where she was being flip, where she was dancing with the thing, like, yeah, that was all just hype. That was all just cap. She just wasn't with it. Oh, wait, I got a cash app. Wait, does that mean that got a cash app? Thanks a lot, Melody. But yeah, no, I am all the way back. I think the super chat is working too. But I appreciate the cash apps more than super chats, but I appreciate the super chats as well. I will see if I can get the fish tank back up during this episode. For those of you who are in it, you are still in it. So yeah, everything is back. It's just a little hiccup. It happens. And at least it gave me the opportunity to get my other show on the road. So thanks for that. Says, let's see. All right. So, not married. Who called it? I did. Just a simple matter of looking at the ring. Looking at the ring finger. Kick Clouds. I appreciate you. Okay, I definitely got to get the fish tank back up and running. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Kick Cloud. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the cash app. Appreciate you. All right. So, come to find out that she is not married while instilling the virtues like blah, 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 swirling, 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 while saying all of this. Oh, these relationships last. The black man, white woman relationship, we have to swirl. See, the problem with swirling is that there's always going to be that kid that eats one ice cream over the other. There's always going to be somebody who just licks the chocolate and not the vanilla, or vice versa. Now, I'm not going to be too hard on it because, not every venture ends in success. I get it. So, I can't, who knows what the situation was. I do want to point out, however, where is the ire? Where is the hate? Where is the vigor? Where is because, when it did not work out, as many college relationships don't with the black man, when it did not work out with the black man, she made a 20-year campaign against black love. She made this, she became a swirler in all of this just to get back at her first baby daddy. What do I mean by first baby daddy? Oh, I tell you, Crystalline Karazin has multiple baby daddies. 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 So let me see if I understand this properly. She is a single black woman with fake hair with 4 kids and 2 baby daddies. And she's teaching the lessons on class. She's teaching the lessons on class and etiquette. This is what a classy lady. Put your pinkies up. When I am sipping my tea, you are to do so with the pinky up. And then you are to use the crumpet fork to cut your crumpets into small squares and eat it at a slow pace while chewing 37 times. And make sure that you have multiple baby daddies. Because this is classy. And look at my hair. Can't you tell that I'm classy? Oh, Lord, this is too much. This is too much. On the day I get my channel back, this just falls into my lap and almost smashes my. No, it didn't. You can't smash that. Yeah. Anyway, this just falls into my lap, giving me perfect opportunity to pick up right where I left off. And what do I mean by this? Apparently, she has a new boo. But of course she do, right? I mean, you can't really be the girl who swirls without actually swirling. Which means that she needs white validation. Which means that she is going to be exceptionally compromising in her attempts to acquire it. Make no mistake, relationships are a negotiation on all levels, on all economic levels, on any level. You are negotiating with the person that you are with. That negotiation may be, okay, you're the pretty one and I'm the earner, or we're both equally attractive. However, you have to wash the dishes. No matter what, it is a negotiation, and at some point it's going to come to that. In order to be considered a relationship, you got to figure out who does what and who is providing what to the other person. Her new bae, and I'm using air quotes here, her new bae has yet to be determined what she is providing him. However, he is providing her with validation. As long as she is in a relationship with a swirler, she is getting validation or with a non-Black person, of a reasonable success, she is getting validation as a swirler. She has to maintain the image. She needs a beard. Which means that she entered this situation with extraordinary leverage abilities. He could basically ask for anything, demand anything he wants. She needs him a lot more than he needs her. And they both know it. She went to him with a scarcity and desperation mindset, and he picked up on it. Now, I'm going to go into the details of how I've come to this conclusion. Right now. All right, so let me stop right there. And I'm about to do a share screen. Get the likes up. Get the likes up, please. I got to get this channel back. It's, it's new again and the algorithm's all messed up. So, yeah, got some work to do. Or actually, I'm going to just do the audio. I'm going to do audio only.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
As promised, the real Mr. E. And Mr. E.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
All right, so I wanted to start off by asking Mr. E a few questions that I think you guys could get some valuable information about. It's very important because there's some narratives going around about particularly...
Okay, apparently part of the relationship negotiation is that she calls him Mr. Like the color purple. M-I-S-T-E-R, period. Apparently that's part of the negotiation. Like I say, he has complete leveraging rights over her, especially now since she announced him to the public. If she decides to end the relationship at any time, if he decides to end it, she'll look like a 3-time loser. she will look like a loser. She is basically banking the entire reputation of not only the fact that the whole swirling thing works, but she's basing the image of this whole old bitch theory. She's putting all her eggs. She ain't got no eggs. She's putting all of her. She's putting all of her strawberries in this one basket. So yeah, and in return, she got to make it work with Mr. E.
Women who've reached a certain age and their viability for partners. You guys know I'm 47. I will be 48.
Really?
Do you have a surprise for me?
Maybe. But it would.
This guy's kind of corny. Hold on, let me see if I can find the picture. Here we go. All right. Let me share screens. Stop it. I'm live. Hold on. Give me a second.
Be surprised. I told you, would it?
Right. Okay. I guess not. So I wanted to ask you, Mr. E.
Okay.
You are successful and you are well seasoned.
Does that mean I'm kind of salty?
Yeah, you are salty. Salt and peppery. It's nice.
Oh.
So she strokes his beard because apparently he has a salt and pepper beard. She strokes his beard while she says, "You're kind of salty." To which he replies, "Oh no, or seasoned." And to which he replies, "Does that mean I'm kind of salty?" That wasn't corny at all. Because once again, he has ultimate leveraging rights. Every joke he tells is funny. Everything he says is cute. Everything he wears is sexy at this point.
Oh,
It works
nice.
for you.
Okay.
That's so unfair that it works for the guys and not for the girls, but whatever.
Now, right there, she claims that she's this advocate for, old women have it just as good as the young women. I'm paraphrasing, but that's generally the gist of it. But then she said, it's so wrong that it's sexy for a guy and not the girls. Yes, it is. So you do recognize that age look better on men than it does on women. I am back, L. Nixon. I am back. Everything is back. The cash apps, the super chats, the join button, everything is back. Didn't miss a step. So she is admitting that age does not look good on women. It looks better on men than women. She has come to that understanding. Let's continue.
That's unfair.
It's unfair. Right. It is. I want to ask you though, you found yourself suddenly single. Not suddenly. I mean, it's been a while. It's been something in the making.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were single,
yeah,
you were looking for a partner. Were you looking for someone younger? Were you looking for a 27-year-old,
No.
25, 24, 22?
I think the question is, a better question should have been, did he turn down any women in their 20s? I think that is a better question. Did you turn down any women in their 20s? Now, the answer to that is obvious. And of course, given the circumstances, like what is he going to say? By the way, this is pre-recorded. So even if he did say yes the first time, she can edit it and do it again.
No. Like,
Yes.
I'm a dad, and I'm not looking for that. Like, I'm looking for a companion, not a child.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I'm looking for a companion, not a child. Yet a child can be a companion, just saying. I'm not talking about a child. I'm just using it in the sense that a woman who's 25 can be a companion as well.
kind of the key, right? Like, you're not looking for someone that's
No,
your
well,
daughter, right?
Well, if all it was sort of that sort of thing, then yeah, it'd be easy.
Yeah.
But that's not. I'm not that shallow, and that's not what I'm looking for.
So you've clarified what it is that you're.
Now, young ladies, particularly Apple Girl, because she has some type of sisterhood bond with Pink Pill. He's basically saying that younger women like yourself have no substance. That you are a child. That you are not suitable for a relationship with a distinguished man of any race. She is attempting to convince older men not to mess with women like yourself. She is essentially trying. What in the entire F? Hold on. Anyway, she is basically saying that men should stay away from women like yourself. Because y'all just don't have enough wrinkles for him. This man should not be eating grapes. He should be eating raisins. He should not be eating green bananas or yellow bananas. He should be eating brown ones. She has reached a point of desperation to where A, she's dating him, and 2, she is trying to cut into the mating pool of her own subscribers. Let's continue. Michael Ross, thank you for becoming a channel member.
You're looking for, and you have a network of other successful men, and you guys are, you hang out, you talk. How is it what you want and what they want? Like, does it coalesce?
I think there's a continuum, and it really depends on your character. I think that there are some women, men that want, this sort of iconic, like,
wow, this guy's articulate. Thanks a lot, new channel member Michael Ross. I appreciate you, brother. Well, I think that there are women, men who want, what he's doing is he's trying to say that old pussy is just as good as young pussy without actually seeming like a liar. Because you see, in his mind, he has reached an entirely new low. And he has to come to this realization. He had a plan for his life. Go to school, work hard, marry, have kids that look like him, and live happily ever after. However, somebody had something else in mind. And by somebody, I mean not only his ex-wife, likely, but each and every single subsequent white woman that he has met between his ex-wife and Crystalline. And then he said, plan B. I am going to get a younger, hotter, sexier, childless black woman. But the most beautiful of the bunch. So he attempted that, and they said, oh, no, man, you too square. Oh, no, man, you too square. Uh-oh. Felicia got something to say. All right. Can you not be happy for the woman? No. And I'll tell you why I'm not happy for the woman. Do you want to hear why? Because her situation is nothing to be happy for. It's nothing to be proud of. What is there to be proud of in this situation, Miss By Felicia? Is this what you wanted to be when you grow up? Are you happy for her? When you were a kid, did you say, I wanted to be a baby mama, and then I wanted to marry a white guy, and then I want to have 3 more kids, and then I want to divorce a white guy, and then I want to find another white guy? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you wanted for your life? Where is the happiness? Who planned this? This is like, the Huxtables gone crazy. Like, where is the accomplishment to be happy for her? Why would you find happiness in this situation? This situation is sad. This situation is sad. Oh, God. You see this? This is some sisterhood stuff right here. Like, why do they find common ground with this? What does she have in common with you? All right. Thank you, Michael Ross, for being a knight. What does she have in common with you? See, I would be happy if she did not become a divorcee with 4 kids. And what? She admits herself she's dating this guy. She's dating this guy. So a divorcee with 4 kids found a date. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. What the hell? Listen, I get it. People in her situation is looking for somebody to die with. They're looking for somebody that they can die with. That is the ultimate in consolation prizes. His penis is a free trophy that they hand out at little kids' soccer games. Now, am I going to be that parent that says, oh, you got a trophy? Nope. I'm going to say, even though nobody else was keeping score, I was, and nigga, you lost. Keep score on her life. Hold on. Oh, God. You want her to be lonely and miserable. Just because she isn't alone, that doesn't mean she's not lonely. And just because she has a beard, that doesn't mean she's not miserable. And you don't seem to get it, Felicia. You want her to be lonely and miserable. It's you. It is your desire for her to be lonely and miserable. Why? Because her channel is based on her being lonely and miserable. She wouldn't have a channel if she wasn't lonely and miserable. This whole pink pill, girl who swirled, etc., 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 this is her coping mechanism for being lonely and miserable. And it is also yours. And they're not happy in this one. They're just less sad than they would be had they not found each other. But being slightly less sad is not being happy. I'm going to continue.
Typical experience, but then deeper and more intelligent men are looking for a real partner, because what?
Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit because he kind of like stumbled on his words.
Sort of iconic, like typical experience, but then deeper and more intelligent men are looking for a real partner, because what else is there in life?
Yeah. You want somebody to write.
So basically, once again, he is saying that you're not deep or intelligent if you get with a younger woman. You're not, there's no depth to you if you get with a younger woman. You see how she is crapping on her younger Black women audience who are looking for men. They're looking to expand their dating pool. That's not just limited to race. That's also, you know, that's also including age. He thinks he's an intelligent man.
In the sunset, right?
Exactly. You know, a fellow traveler.
Yeah. So, but I'm also now single and I have 4 kids. Was that a factor at all?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm
So
also no. I'm also a single parent.
Okay.
And I've got kids, and there's no way that you can relate to me unless you're single with kids.
Oh gosh, this guy is not too bright. This guy is not too bright. Oh, well, I'm also single and I have kids. So what, is that a commonality? Because you also have a beard. Does that mean that, you know, oh, you can't relate to me because you don't have a beard? Like, make it make sense. Because right now it's not.
Right.
There's no way you can even understand what I'm going through.
So for the women who are, you know, single parent.
Now, ladies, is that what your value is? Because I'm going to tell you, you may find somebody like this, but generally you're going to lose with that. You're going to lose with the whole, we have so much in common thing. You're going to lose with the, I have kids, you have kids, so let's blend together. You're going to lose. The truth of the matter is he doesn't have access to women without kids. He doesn't have access to white women, which is his first choice. How do I know? Because he chose them first. And he doesn't have access to women without kids. When you don't get what you want what you get. And this is what he can get. A black woman with something to prove. A black woman with kids with something to prove. Fellas, black men, I want y'all to put yourselves in his shoes for a second. I want y'all to picture yourself as an older guy. You get divorced and you start dating for a bit, right? And then somebody comes along and says, okay, I'll date you. I'll give you some. A white woman comes along and says, I'll date you. I'll give you some. However, could you do me a small favor? Yeah, sure. What's that? Could you appear on my show and talk about interracial relationships? Now, your first reaction is, excuse me, you're trying to use me as some type of affirmative action penis? Like, that would be my first reaction. My first reaction would be, wait a minute, are you into me or are you into my blackness? You're basically using me because you have something to prove to others. You see, he knows this. He's smart enough to know this, and he's okay with it. Why? Because that's the only deal on the table. So he has come to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative that nobody wants them, what would you say to that?
It would be the same thing for me.
Right.
Why would you say that nobody wants me?
Listen at this guy's self-esteem. Nobody wants a two-time baby mama black woman with kids. Well, it's the same thing with me. Yes, a two-time baby mama black woman with kids is the same as a white guy, apparently a high-value white guy with kids. So obviously he's revealing a feeling of unwantedness. He has a internalized feeling of nobody wants my penis. And this is what I have to do. I have to do public service announcements. I have to do interracial commercials in order to get laid.
You know, I'm a single dad with kids. You know,
it's not the same thing.
It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. The fact that you have kids means that you can relate to me far better than someone who doesn't have kids.
Okay, this is a wild card question. Are you okay, Dak?
That's interesting. Because what that says, it confirms what I already suspect about this guy. And that is that there isn't any depth to him outside of the fact that he has kids. I'm a guy, I'm from Canada, and I have kids. And if you can relate to one of those things, you can relate to me. What? I am an extraordinarily complex person. I'm talking about me, Game Changer. Hit the like button. I am an extraordinarily complex person. What does that mean? It means that there are so many facets to me that just because we have one thing in common, that doesn't mean that you can relate to me at all, period. Just because a person's parents divorced, I'm not going to say, oh, you can relate to me because my parents divorced. Really? Is that the only thing about you? Because they're only relating to one aspect of you. But the fact that they relate to that one aspect means that they relate to the entirety of you, because there's no depth to you outside of that one aspect. You have kids, I have kids. You can relate to me. Oh, gosh. And this is another, y'all know how I feel about Zodiac chicks, because there's no depth to them. Like, everything comes down to a date of birth. That's why I don't take them seriously. Oh, you and I, we're the same Zodiac, or we're compatible Zodiacs. Only a Taurus can relate to a Sagittarius. Yep, and only a penis can relate to a vagina. Let's get busy. Like, it's... Okay.
Sure.
Not for a long time.
Am I paying?
No, you're not.
All right.
If anything, the opposite is true.
Okay. So final question.
Okay.
I'm the first Black woman you've seriously dated.
Mm-hmm.
What makes us?
All right. She's the first Black woman that he has seriously dated. Hit the like button. She is the first Black woman that he has seriously dated. How much of a second choice can Black woman be? Maybe even a third choice. Who knows? She just proved that in her own relationships. It's not like he did it, when he was a young college stud, or when he was out marrying in a sense where it mattered, or when he was looking for genetic material for his kids, he went straight to you. Nope. Basically, after all is said and done, and you're looking for somebody to die with, and you'll take pretty much anything, he started dating Black women, and starting with you. That's basically what he said. He's like, something, I've reached the point in my life to where I'll take anything, and you're here. Ask him when he was younger, would he have dated a Black single mother of 4? And the answer would be no. He's Canadian, by the way.
It's different.
That's a really tough question. And I'm sure that, given what I know about your space, that it's a dangerous question to answer. I would say that in my personal experience, Black women are easier to relate to, especially for white men, than anybody else.
Okay. Black women and white men, two opposites, if ever there was one, has everything in common. Now, I want to point out that he hasn't dated black women. He has dated a black woman. So when he says, in my experience, what does that mean? In your experience, you're one, like you dated one woman and you're using her as a, looking glass to all of black women. And she said, you dated me. So tell me about your experience with black women. One is singular and the other is plural. You dated one black woman. Oh, in my experience, black women and white men have so much in common. First of all, you think having kids is so much in common. The fuck is wrong with you? By that logic, your ex-wife and her first baby daddy has so much in common. Because they have kids too. And guess what? Having kids isn't limited to black women and white men. Sir, you're an imbecile. We have so much in common. Oh, really? Like what? A shared history? No. Suntan lotion? No. Aging patterns? No. Athleticism? No. Cultural commonalities? No. Well, what do you have in common? We have kids. Well, do you give birth to them? No. Then you don't have shit in common. Imbecile. But you're a single mother and I'm a single father. Every race of people have single parents in them. You jackass. Yet of all the white single mothers, they didn't mess with you. Because what I think of you is what they think of you. And deep down, you know it.
That's a whole nother conversation.
It is. It is.
He has extraordinarily long pauses. Extraordinary. Like, yeah, go ahead. You were saying and then because typically people say to gather their thoughts, but by the time the word is finished, their thoughts are gathered. His aren't. He's probably trying to think of what they have in common. Ooh, hair texture.
I recognize that there are issues, like racial issues, but honestly, I'm Canadian. Like, I don't have the racial baggage that you guys have.
This guy is a complete idiot. Okay, I'm going to explain to you. Okay. I mean, I'm not speaking on their looks. I'm going to explain to you why that was not really a bright thing to say. Because the issues that Americans have about race is that we make judgments of them based on their race. So he says, I'm Canadian. I don't have the issues that you guys have. But you just made an ethnic judgment now, didn't you? You just made an ethnic judgment about Americans. So for you to say, I'm Canadian, I don't make ethnic judgments like you guys do, is an ethnic judgment. God. I swear, like, this guy.
So it's sort of an outsider view. I think that a lot of things that people say about black women are just false. Black women are.
Yes, my experience for some months now with a single black woman, I think that they're false. Really? Yes, I've experienced a single black woman, and I must say that everything that people say about black women is false. Okay. Reminds me of that time I met that tall Asian guy with a big penis that was dumb, that didn't know math. You know, I met an Asian guy. He was 7 foot tall, and he was 12 inches long. His name was Hong Lo. And I asked him what's 2 plus 2, and he said 2 of the same numbers. So yeah, Asian people aren't as good at math. What people say is false. Because I met this guy, Hong Lo. Like, are you kidding me?
Not masculine at all, in my experience.
Yeah.
Oh, in my experience. Really, please tell me, how much experience do you have? Well, there's her. Yeah, and? Well, there's her. Yeah, and? Well, there's her. What experience do you have?
Am I masculine?
You're the most feminine woman I've ever met.
That's it.
Oh, gosh. That really says something about women you've met. First of all, how long have you known her to say that? But
A lot, you know.
Maybe. No, it's not. It's a bunch of nonsense, and it's a bunch of nonsense. I don't know. Different people have different agendas, and honestly, it all seems to come down on black women bearing the brunt of all of these narratives, and it's just bullshit. It's frankly bullshit, and come my way, because honestly,
Well, like,
this dude just said, black women come my way. Now, I don't know if he actually lives in Canada, which means that she had to search far and wide for this guy. But he just told the plurality of black women to come his way because he's the only one that haven't been touched. Who says pit bulls that was raised in a pound aren't mean? Are mean. I met one that's nice. And all pit bulls should come my way. First of all, it really shows that they haven't come his way ever. Like, in the entire life of however old he is, nobody, black women didn't swarm him for the same reasons I'm mentioning. Come my way. Really, why should we come your way? We haven't in the past 50 years. This is the first one that you dated. Why aren't they coming your way? But we're going to find out as this quote unquote relationship progresses.
Can't come,
Well, not specifically my way.
but like your general direction.
Like, yeah, come in this general direction. It'll be a lot.
What does that mean? Come in this general direction. What does that mean? Like Canada, Canadian white dudes? Is that what that means? Because you just said Americans have race issues. And first of all, and another thing, this isn't first of all, this is like eighth of all. And another thing, how come he's not realizing that there must be truth to the stereotypes, or else she wouldn't have a class teaching femininity? People say they're masculine. She's saying that they're masculine. That's why they need a class for femininity. Hit the like button. She is saying that they're masculine. That is why she is teaching femininity. Just the fact that something needs to be taught means that they don't possess it innately. Just like if I were to get a basketball coach or something like that, it means that, you know, or a dance coach or something like that, it means that I do not possess this innate ability. It has to be honed. So you're sitting next to the, you know, race-focused American that you are saying that you are better than. I'm Canadian. We don't have the same race issues that you do. How much more of a race issue could there be than being with a woman who is stating that women should date based on race? This guy has no nuance in his brain. But he's an older, he has all his hair. I will give him that. He has all of his hair. I don't know how old this man is, but he has all of the follicles. Congratulations.
Better. I swear to God. We need you and you need us. So.
What advice?
Wait a minute. Did he say we need you? I got to hear this again.
Specifically my way.
But like your general direction.
Like, yeah, come in this general direction. It'll be a lot better. I swear to God.
So this man just said it would be a lot better. He's basically saying, hey, Canadian white guys are better than whatever, white American guys or black American guys. We're better. This is getting interesting. Thanks, Ruby. And thanks, D. Darrell, if you're still there. Appreciate y'all.
We need you and you need us. So.
We need you and you need us. Wait a minute. I'm be honest with you guys. I don't wear glasses. I know a lot of you picture me with glasses. You also picture me light-skinned. Some of you picture me fat. I don't wish I was light-skinned. I wish I wore glasses right now. Sometimes I just wish I could just take off my glasses and scratch like the bridge of my nose and squint my eyes like, oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Why do you need Black American women? Why do you need first? Well, yeah, Mr. Shane Vicious. It said Black women don't need white men. Yes. But furthermore, white men don't really need Black women. Where does this need come from? Where does this need? When did this happen? First of all, did you need them the first 50 years of your life? Like, why, on death's doorstep, do you need them all of a sudden? This is weird. This is weird as I don't know what. We need each other. For what? For procreation? To perpetuate the light-skinned race? Like, what in God's name? In God's name do y'all need each other for? And when did you come across this realization? After decades of being rejected by white women? Like, where did this sudden need come from? Because, like, everything you have now, you've gotten without them. You individually and the race as a whole. What the hell? We need each other. What? That is the weirdest thing a person could say. And I'm not talking about it just in this context. I'm talking about even if a black man was to say Latin women and black men need each other, or Asian women and black men need each other. What? That's just strange. That's just strange. First of all, it expresses you don't actually, especially at this point in your life, you don't actually need any women of any race. I would love to pick this guy's brain. I speak as if he has a brain. I would love to have a conversation with this guy and says, what's the specific need that you have that as a white man, that a black woman must fulfill? What is the specific need that you have that can only be fulfilled by a black woman? I got to hear this. I got to hear what the answer to something like that would be. Because by itself, this is just a weird statement. We need each other. Somebody said a forehead fetish. Yeah, I mean, he has like a Klingon fetish, you know? Like, he pretends like he's John Riker or something. I don't give it 5 months. Because they need each other. Individually speaking, they need each other. She needs him for career validation, and he needs her because nobody else on the planet will fuck him.
What advice would you have to my female followers of a certain age? Because I did that course a while back. The Black Woman's Advantage in Interracial.
Now, y'all see this. Y'all hear this, young women. She is now focused on of a certain age. The moment she became single, it has become not black women finding love and happiness of guys of other races, creeds, culture, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nope. Nope. This is about women of a certain age, or black women of a certain age. Yes, nope. Don't try to do this. Don't try to listen. I hold my L's. When somebody from the town do something stupid, I don't say they from West Oak. Actually, I do, because they are. But this is Canada's L. This is Canada's L. This guy here.
Dating, the older woman, Black Women's Advantage, and interracial dating.
Yeah.
What advice would you give?
I would say just be confident. Your age is an advantage. and frankly,
just be confident your age is an advantage. Says no athlete ever. Says no model ever. Says no academic ever. Says no person who's trying to fight an illness ever. Says nobody ever. In what facet of life is age an advantage? Ask Michael Jordan how much of an advantage age is. Who in the world says that? Canada. I blame Canada. Yes, my age, your age is an advantage. Really? How? First of all, he's saying to Crystalline, I wouldn't fuck you if you was young. Like, what? And what she's saying to younger black women is go ahead, have babies, and become a 2-time single mom. It's an advantage. Wait until you get old and then you'll have the advantage. Ha! No. And if you think this guy is an advantage, you are seriously, seriously touched. Y'all leading miserable lives. Not as miserable as his.
being a black woman is an advantage with white men.
The skin, right? The age.
You just started dating them.
Very nicely.
It's not just that. It's just like from what I understand, I'm sort of new to this, and so I'm sure I'm going to be pilloried on the internet about this, but my understanding is that black women, it's all on you, and white men, it's all on us.
What I understand is black women, it's all on you. What's all on you? What is all on them? Please tell me. That's another thing they have in common, huh? Black women, it's all on you. What's all on you? Okay, so big forehead equals big brain. Yeah, because that's what a brain is. The brain is in the forehead. I mean, look at Einstein's forehead, right? Look at Neil deGrasse Tyson's forehead, right? Like, look at Elon Musk's forehead. I mean, like, look at all the foreheads of genius past. Like, look at Leonardo da Vinci's forehead. Look at Nikola Tesla's forehead. You're right. There's a correlation between forehead sizes and intelligence. I love this. Only in America. Well, apparently in Canada too. Would somebody say something like that? Because it's not really the forehead that the fellas are talking about. It's the hairline. See, her forehead is actually regular size. It's just that you see more of the top head that's included in the forehead that is making it appear to have a larger forehead. But let's just say her forehead was large, right? Now, I will say this, and this isn't a shot at people who do, or friends and family members of those who do. Appreciate the Cash App, Larry. Hey, somebody send $1 and tell me if the super chat is working. But this isn't about the correlation. And I'm not trying to down anybody who suffers from this, but people do associate Down syndrome with large foreheads and eyes that are spread too far apart. But nobody associates that with intelligence or big brains. They associate it with having an additional chromosome. That is like a messed up correlation. White men are great providers. Yeah, to white women. I mean, what is he providing her? She's rich. He just kind of like waited until she had everything and then got with a black woman that had everything. He actually got with one that he didn't have to provide for. Like, how great of a provider is he to her now? Just saying. No, I'm not. Once again, I stated that this isn't an insult to Down syndrome people. I'm just saying that your correlation between big foreheads and big brains is flawed. Let's continue.
And the buck stops with us. And that is a commonality that nobody else shares except for us.
That is really true. I did a video about that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'll have to look at it.
Okay. All right. I'll put a tag in so you guys can look at it as well. All right. So you guys got a chance to meet the real Mr. E.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you guys, and keep swirling.
All right. This is not a paid promotion. Nobody was paid for their opinions.
Well, all right. Now that's that. Here, let me just stop the screen share. I guess I give you guys an hour. All right. I'll see. Oh, damn it. All right. Melody again. Thanks a lot. Let's see. Oh, it says super chat's not there. Dang it. All right. Apparently super chat's not working. All right. So thank you much. All right. I put the link out there. Let me look up this other one. All right. Here. Actually, I could do this. Okay, what's going on, Melody?
Actually, hi, GC. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's going on?
Nothing much. Nothing much. What's on your mind about the situation at hand?
Well, she's just. I feel like swirlers do everything for attention. Like I don't think they really feel like that about each other. I just think it's all for publicity, to get more subscribers, to get more views.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I think it's for.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think he really feels like that. I think she told him to say that.
I think he does. And that's because he's older and he comes from a generation of strong propaganda. So basically, after spending all that time, with this whole Black women are victims narrative, thanks, D-Rock, then. Okay, so we know it works. All right, cool. That's all I want to check. All right, appreciate y'all.
Well, why don't I see the super chat? I don't see it at all. It's not even there.
Oh, you might be on your phone or something.
I'm always on my phone.
Oh, I don't know.
That's weird.
All right.
Oh, Zone said he fixed it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
yeah.
So before, now it is. All right, cool.
I wasn't tripping.
All right. So yeah. So that's that. What was I saying? Oh no, you were talking. You were talking. You were saying something?
No, I said what I had to say. I think it's all for attention, and I don't think he really feels like that. I think she prepped him to say that because we all know swirlers they love attention. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, the point of swirlers is to really just try to show Black men that they have options, hoping that the Black men get with Black women out of desperation and a feeling of scarcity. Now, the problem with swirlers is that in order to do that, they have to themselves be desperate and approach white men, with a sense of scarcity. That's the only way that this tactic will work.
Yep.
So basically they approach white guys in droves and, well, not this particular white guy, but they approach a lot of white guys in droves, hoping that, they can get enough of them to get Black men to say, oh no, they're leaving us. We have to do something. Let's get with the single mother of 4.
Yep. Remember we did a stream about that on my channel.
Yeah, exactly. So it's creating a false sense of scarcity. All right. For my fish, Brown Bird, what's on your mind? Or Bronze Bird, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on? Peace to y'all.
Peace.
Yeah, before I begin, I would like to give a great shout out to Jessica Dome in the chat right now. She's saying some real good stuff.
She's another attention seeker.
Yeah, Jessica Dome. She uses her brain though. I appreciate that. So what I was analyzing, right, is just that this whole entire situation, it's kind of like pandering, and it's like I feel like it's a smokescreen. Like, it goes to my point. Like, it's like the problem with people like Crystal Swirls is that she's trying to kind of be like condescending or trying to say it in a way where she's not trying to say like, yeah, he's better than you, especially you, Black man, and this, that, and the third. And my thing about it is with the guy that was in the video, it just seemed like he was bland. It was just kind of like he was brought up there just to have the conversation, just so she can have bragging rights to her specific pink pill supporters and all these different things like that. Like, I'm not saying like she can't be happy with dude, but it's just like, I mean, if your narrative is to kind of push this idea, like, yeah, he's so better, he's so that. I mean, like, okay, what's his economical status? Is he a millionaire, or is he just someone who's leeching off of your success? That's the conversation that needs to be had. Like, you're just having some random Canadian dude on your stream, just having random conversations about Black and white relationships, which is so trite. It's like it's nothing new under the sun. Basically, is the point. Like, show me something different at this point.
Well, I don't think he can show anything different. But another thing is, why all of a sudden, like, it's like if you feel this way about Black women, it seemed like that should be something that's expressed throughout your entire life. But it seemed like you came across this one and you just believe everything you told her or everything she told you. Like, oh yes, I met one and now all of a sudden Black women are great. It's like, really? You met one and you dated for a small period of time?
Makes no sense.
Yeah. It makes little to no sense. But misunderstanding, what's on your mind? Misunderstanding, you there? Oh, she's not muted, but
I hear a noise, but she's not speaking.
Yeah. Try going out and going back in if you're trying to talk.
Yeah, maybe her mic isn't connected.
Yeah. or something or the other. Let's see. Do you think she came out with this video because of your video calling that her marriage has been over for a while now? Yes.
Of course. She always needs a reason to fight back. That's what it seems like.
Well, I mean, I think the reason why she was hiding the fact that she wasn't married for quite some time is because of the image of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was afraid of the image of it, and this gave her an opportunity to, how can I say, reestablish her image. But yeah, I think that she didn't want to announce that she didn't want to ever appear single. In other words, because let's face it, she is a female relationship coach for women, and a relationship coach cannot be single. So now that she was forced to, come out as a single woman, she now is equally forced to say, all right, I'm not a single woman, I'm not a married woman. However, here's my white guy. Here, see, validation. I still know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think it's that. I think that did kind of push her in that direction.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. It just seems as if she ever got outed about the situation and she didn't have that guy on the panel, it would kind of be like she would lose credibility at that point. Because it's like, how are you teaching us to get all these men? But you're not even in a relationship. Like, you're divorced,
Exactly. He's her receipt, in other words.
Right.
So, and he kind of came about at the most convenient time there could be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I don't know if she lied, but she definitely did lie by implication.
Well, she didn't lie. It's just that when it was found out, she didn't say anything about it, so she had to devise another plan to make it seem as if, like, okay, that situation might have happened, but look at my new boyfriend. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think it was lying, because if it was a flat out lie, like, she, it was just being deceptive, I think.
Yeah, I will say that. I guess the word in this case would be disingenuous.
Right. Yeah, disingenuous. Yeah.
But Ray, what's on your mind?
Yep, I'm right along with you brothers. What you're saying, yeah, it's disingenuous, and also too, it's like what baffles me is, okay, y'all go through such measures to do all this shit, to try to get us back, but instead, of being a humble, submissive woman, you choose to continue on in your treacherousness.
So you think that she's being treacherous towards this guy?
Not towards this guy. I mean, but like using him, like, as a trophy, saying like, "Hey, here what I got." It's just like I said, like it's a false sense of scarcity in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I have to give it to her husband, her previous husband, because he did not allow himself to be used this way. Like what kind of? I mean, it's like too convenient.
I heard.
Used in this particular way. That's just I don't know what to say about that. Like, I mean, once again, I brought it up before. Like as a black man, would you allow yourself to be used in that way? Like, get with a white woman who
hell no.
It's a wrap. No.
Like, she's using you for racial validation.
That's not enjoyable to be used as a display. Like, yeah, look at me. I'm happy now because of this guy. Like, no, I'm still I still have all these different things that go on. You feel me?
And the dudes that hook up with her are fools, and they don't recognize the value in themselves. They're fools because they're not recognizing her fuckery.
It's not, but the thing about it is, to them, I mean, like, they're just following along with it. Like, they don't have no real, like, intention. She does, though. And it's like she's just luring them in with her quote-unquote so-called femininity and trying to say, look at what I've done. Look at my accomplishments. And the dudes don't have no say-so because I guess they just don't really care. Or they just want to make it seem like they're nice-mannered and all these different things. That's what it seems like to me.
After that bitch been to the other side, yeah, she ain't coming back now.
It's cool. She can stay there.
Yep. Amen.
Amen to that. She can go ahead and go to Canada, get all the maple syrup and all that stuff she needs. Crown Royal. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? She just needs to be put to the test though. Now I want to see if she's gonna make any videos towards the brothers about anything. I mean, you should be happy with your man. So what's the use for you having videos about brothers still? You still making headlines about it.
It's crazy though. Yeah, we have more. We may have more options than them. It's crazy because their only option is either fuck with us or go to the white dude.
Yeah, but that's why I say we gotta be strong on that. Be like, do it, because it's kind of like it's like a bullying tactic. It's like one of those sort of things. Yeah, you're paying me attention, but he's giving me attention more. You see, and then it's just like, okay, and you ain't. I'm not him, so I'm not offended. I mean, what are you trying to do?
And nor is it going to intrigue me to want to get to your rotten ass kitty.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, Brad is better than me. I have to compete against Brad now. Like, no, I'm not competing against Brad. Be happy with Brad. This case, Canadian Brad. Be happy with him.
Well, that's the entire argument. Like, that's the entire attempt here of swirlers. And I mean, because it's one thing to interracially date. I have family members that interracially date and things like that, and I do it myself. It's one thing, but it's really used as a, I have options type thing. So it's used to create a false sense of scarcity amongst that, and also a shaming tactic. That's why people who do it, like Cynthia G and stuff like that, who try to weaponize it. They always try to use it as a shame, like beta male, this,
Yeah, like saying like he's a real man, and you're not. Like,
yeah,
just peep it out, and it's just like, okay, you're in your whole entire illusions right now. But I mean, if you feel like you want to do that, okay. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to her, she needs to get her slab of Canadian bacon in peace. I wish her all the best.
Yeah. Well, she's not going to do it in peace. Like, her whole brand, she's made a career out of this whole swirl thing. But he did have something right. And that was when he said that, she needed him. She definitely needed him for some type of validation ever since, I brought to everybody's attention that she hasn't worn a ring in over a year. Like, ever since then, it's become clear, like, okay, she needed somebody. Now, she's been working on this for quite some time, but yeah. And fellas, listen, it's not difficult for a woman in any stretch of the imagination to find a guy. They just have to be more compromising. You just have to make more concessions. That's all it is. It's a negotiation. If a woman wants a guy bad enough, she'll just go on Tinder and find the guy who is most willing to be with her. And that's what essentially Crystalline Karazin did. She put her own wants and desires aside in the place for what she needs, because what she needs is somebody who presents a certain way. Period. Hold on. All right, there's another video of hers that I want to play. Let me just check my history. Now, this is a video that she did some months ago or some time ago. Oh, crap. No wonder I'm in the wrong one. All right, give me a second. And basically, she's telling a story about her Black baby father. And I want y'all to pay attention. And also, she wrote a book about her Black baby father and everything. And it's not pretty. It's not nice. Here we go. This video that she has here is called Reproductive Coercion, the little discussed contributor to the Black out of wedlock problem.
That sounds strong.
Yeah. Yeah. But aren't you out of wedlock with kids right now?
Hey, the thing is though, man, with these damn swirler ass heifers, I realize, man, they want they want us basically, in order to deal with them, they want us to be they want us to pull a Dwayne Wade mode.
Yep. All right. So fair use, people. Fair use. Here we go.
He was still super cute. And he was like, he just was he's gorgeous. Like, he was 6'2". He had graduated from Howard University with a degree in architecture. He was part of the praise team at a mega church.
Ooh.
He hadn't gone to jail, didn't have no kids. And so this was in the 90s.
Okay. I want y'all to listen to this description of her first baby daddy. And then I want y'all to compare to what she wound up with.
Wait, hold on, GC. I forgot to ask this question. So she in particular, she has more than one baby father?
Yeah. She has
damn.
She has the father of her first child, the guy that she just described.
Yeah.
That she met some time ago in college.
Right.
They had a daughter, and then she had 3 kids by her ex-husband, her now ex-husband.
Which was the so-called white guy.
Yeah, which is the white guy, yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's finished.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But, apparently she found some guy who said, you have kids, I have kids. We have so much in common. Now, what if this guy only has 2 kids? Like, unfortunately, guys like this exist. And it's not unfortunate for, like, the plurality of manhood. It's really unfortunate for the guy themselves.
See, I thought foolishly like that, too, in my simp days.
I would never have thought nothing like that. I
thought, well, she got kids, I got kids, and shit. I thought that, man, hell, we was gonna be cool. We was gonna relate and shit. But hell no.
No, women are measured. Women and men are measured, by a different stick.
I've been and got that now. I've been and got that.
Well, but yeah, you were younger. This guy is not younger. And yeah. But hey, you see, and this is what gets me about that show that used to come on. For those of you who are older, you know what I'm talking about. There was a show called The Brady Bunch. Now, here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold like their mother, and the youngest one was in curls. And then on the opposite end, there was the story of a man named Brady, who was busy with 3 boys of his own. There were 4 men living all together, yet they were all alone. Until the one day that the lady met this fellow. And they knew that it was much more than a hunch. That this group would somehow form a family. And that was the day that they became the Brady Bunch. So that's the story. That's pretty much an outline of what was going on back then. But here is my question. Why didn't he just fuck Alex? Now, was Carol that much hotter? Like, why didn't Mike Brady just sleep with the maid? And it would be like 3 less mouths to feed. Really, it would be 4 less mouths to feed. Like, Alice didn't have any kids. Why did you get with the chick with 3 kids? We need each other. She understands me because she has kids. What? The last guy that had to put up with her killed over and died. Like, yeah, it seems like, I'm an architect. I'm making this money, I could probably do without. Like, I have a maid and a housewife. It's kind of redundant. Like, it's like, dang, now I have 6 kids. Before I was like a high earning bachelor with 3 boys. No, I'm not. Before I was a high-earning bachelor with 3 boys. Now I am a father of 6. And I think that 2 of them want to sleep with each other. This is just bad in every way things can be bad. Why did he do it? And that's the problem. This guy was watching the Brady Bunch. We have so much in common. Like, oh, really? Because you're actually providing for all this. Like, what did she do? That's a question. What did Carol do before she met Mike? What did Carol do before she met Mike? That is the question. Because it seems like she was a single mother on welfare. A white single mother on welfare. But hey, she's blonde. And Alice is not. Yeah, it shouldn't surprise you, love.
She's asking all these questions like she's trying to date you, bro.
No, a lot more than you. Oh, she's not going to date me. But no, I mean, I earn far more than the average American. I think, yeah, more than twice the average American. And not just black men. All right. Well, good question. But should I take care of 6 kids? I guess that's a question, too.
What the hell?
You know, but anyway.
Motherfucker might as well jump off a cliff.
Okay, so let me play this.
Cool. And as you guys know, I went to Loyola Marymount University, and one night I met a man who would, I didn't know that night, but when I met the man who was going to be my first child's father, and he was tall, and he was dark, and he was handsome, and he didn't dress like a thug, he wore his pants.
Now, this is the type of guy that she had access to when she was younger, hotter, sexier, childless. Compare that to what she has now. Once again, I want you to take what she had access to when she was younger, hotter, sexier, childless, and then make a comparison to what she has right now. He was so tall, he was so dark, he was so handsome, and he didn't have any kids, he didn't have any baby mamas, he didn't have any of that. It's like, oh, wow, because the guy that you have now is not tall, dark, handsome, and he does have kids and a baby mama. 40 years later. Oh, no. What is it? 20 years later. You could deal with this, or you could deal with that. You can deal with this, or you could deal with that. You could deal with this, or you could deal with that. You can deal with this, because this is old and fat. Oh, by the way, Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. What, Crystalline Karazin had liposuction? Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. Oh, Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. Yeah, Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. Yeah, okay. He's still tall, dark, and handsome. Probably. I don't see why not. Why he wouldn't be. What does that have to do with anything?
At his waist, not below his waist, and he wore a belt, and he would wear like shirts with collars and button down, and he had glasses, but he was still super cute. And he was like, he's gorgeous. Like, he was 6'2". He had graduated from Howard University with a degree in architecture.
Wow. This is what you had access to when you were younger, hotter, sexier, childless?
You can hear the happiness in her voice. It's just like compared to now, like
Exactly. Exactly. She's
like,
just like gleaming over this guy that she had access to back then. And now she doesn't seem real gleamy with what she wound up with. Like, this is where you start. See, the guy she's with now is the Finnish guy, Mr. E. And ask yourself, when you had more options, would you have dated Mr. E? Is the question that needs to be asked.
These hippers getting the white dudes to play cleanup.
Exactly.
Well, I
Or
mean,
anybody to play cleanup.
That's what I'm. Yeah,
but
that's
the only time they play cleanup is when they're dirty themselves. You know, meaning that he's actually looking for somebody to clean his mess up too. You know, that's one. And for two, they're just looking for somebody to die with.
Right. It's just kind of like I'm here, available option.
You see what they here for just said about Felicia?
What? By Felicia. Hold on.
What, the last one? Provide a white future?
Yeah.
She has no future.
She has no future.
Like her future is behind her. She's 48.
Like I said, like GC said, he's just a cleanup guy.
Well, she's 48 and she's well-to-do by her own rights. I agree, they have more money. But do y'all have equal access to it is the question.
Right.
See, here's the thing. Their wealth comes largely from social advantages gained by their race, right? I want you to listen to this and get this through your forehead, Felicia. Like, okay, so their wealth is due to white privilege. Let's just call it white privilege, right? Now, if you are a guy who received this extraordinary gift just by virtue of being white, why would you deny your son that unless you're an asshole? Oh, now it's starting to get through your forehead. White privilege means that you have something to pass on to your kids and you want them to inherit white privilege. Oh, meaning that the one thing that attracts me to him is my inability to give that to our children. Oh, which means that a guy who's already had his kids and don't look to have any more would be the only one that would consider dating a woman like Chris. Oh, now I get it. Oh. Yeah, that is the L of you. All right. Okay, so Bernard is about to get eaten, and that is the last of the fish. All right. Then Melody will reign supreme.
Oh, damn, I just paid the nigga got his fish back.
He was part of the praise team at a mega church. He hadn't gone to jail, didn't have no kids. And so this was in the 90s. So you guys, like, everybody was going to jail and having kids and stuff. And so I was like, check.
Wasn't your current baby daddy having kids? Or wasn't your current boyfriend having kids? I'm pretty sure his kids were probably born in the 90s.
Yeah.
So you're really talking about dude. Oh, wow. Okay.
Check. And he's a Christian. Double check. That was when that kind of stuff was really important to me. And so I started to date him. And almost from the very beginning, I sensed that something wasn't right.
Please elaborate.
He could be very charming, but then there would be times that we would fight over little stuff, like just little things that I felt like didn't even matter, that were trivial. And he would just kind of like go hard on stuff. And I remember I was like, look, I'm in college.
He would go hard on stuff. That explains how you had a kid. Yeah. All right.
I'm young, I'm cute. I was like, we don't have to do this. If this.
So you do admit that you were young and cute, and you made different decisions when you were younger, hotter, sexier, childless. I mean, don't act like it's the same. There were advantages when you were young that don't exist now.
This isn't going to work. You don't have to do this. You know, you can go your way, I can go mine. And he would always say things like, you know, why are you such a quitter? And why do you want to quit? And this and that. And why do you always give up too easily? And that's your problem. And this and that. And so him saying that coupled with the community pressure of like, look at who you have. Like, look at this man. Like, I remember going to my relative's house and introducing him. And they were all just like, they were like, it is fine.
Hey, bring this new guy to your relative's house and see what they say. Please just record the reaction. Bring this new guy and tell me how that works out with your relatives. I'm curious.
Fine. And so you have all this pressure from your family, not my immediate family, but like my cousins and aunts and stuff. And you know, all my aunts like chocolate men. They love dark chocolate men, and he was dark chocolate, and they were like, girl, he's fine. Okay. So this is where my roommate comes in. So I told you I couldn't stand my roommate, and I would tell him about it. And he said to me, well, why don't you move in here? And he had a 2-bedroom apartment.
This guy, the guy at the time, thinks that it was his idea. It was not his idea. When a woman is saying, you know, oh, I hate my roommate. I hate my roommate. I just hate my roommate. I hate my roommate. She's really just asking to move in with you.
Yeah. Like, so, that's an alibi, pretty much. Like,
yeah, she wants to
chill
move
with
in
you.
With you. Yeah. Yeah, you mind if I shack up with you? And then she does, and then they do the whole perfect girlfriend thing, you know, the intern phase, the interview phase. But, you know, oh, you so fine, you so chocolate and everything, and I hate my roommate so much. I just hate my roommate so much. She's saying that with your penis in her mouth at the time that she's saying it, you know, and you're just with your penis in her mouth. She's saying, you know, you're saying, oh, well, you know what's a good idea? And then, you know, you say like, wow, the orgasm happens. Move in with me.
Yeah,
and
you
she's
offer
telling the
therapy
story
and
right
dick.
now, like, you know, so he just suggested that we move in together because I hate my roommate.
Very near where I went to school. His apartment was in Westchester, and my school was in Westchester. And I was like, wow, that would solve the problem, because if I move with him, oh, Natasha says, you changed my life. Thank you so much. My family has done this to me. Didn't work. No wedding, no womb. Well, yes, that is wonderful to hear. So I was like, okay, I'm going to move in. Okay, so that was my first error. Okay, so this is not a conversation that you're going to hear from me where I'm not putting any responsibility on myself. Like, I could see every step of the way things that I should have done and didn't do that brought me to where I ended up. So we're not going to We're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to.
Things you should have done to avoid being a single mother of 4. Okay.
Paint myself as a victim.
Oh. She said leaves more white peen for me.
Well, you go ahead. Bye, Felicia. Have a good one.
But wait a minute. How much have you received thus far? And like, where has it gotten you?
Are you in a successful relationship?
Tell me about all these riches and provisions and stuff like that came out of white peen. Please tell me about it. I would like to hear in depth about your escapades.
Well, I'm curious,
GC. That they bought for you. So please tell me.
I'm curious, GC. Do these white peen dudes say bye, Felicia, or hi, Felicia?
That's what I'm trying to understand. Matter of fact, when they hell no. They just go over there to the white motherfucker. Go ahead, but guess what? Don't scream for protection over here, damn it.
No, she don't have to. I'm just saying, like, all the bragging you do, where you at? I mean, don't they have YouTube pages for these so-called dating coaches? That's the so-called white men out here. I think one of their names is Cohen. Like, Like, I mean, go.
Blackpink looks iggy.
Igly.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this?
I've never heard igly before.
No. I mean, yeah. Okay. It looks ugly to me too, which is why, besides the one that I have, I tend to stay away from them. I agree with that completely. However, what does that say about your son? Curious. Like, what white guy would get with a black woman who thinks that way about her potential son's penis? Penis. Like, see, you're not really thinking this through.
That is fucked up.
You're missing the point that how can I say this? Part of what you offer, do you plan to? Like, children is what you offer a man. I know you think it's just sex because, you know, let's face it, you're not a person of anything else of value. So, but children is part of what you offer a man in the long term. And since you are not offering anything but ugly peen kids by your own admission, then who would get with you long term? Don't be simple. Like, yeah. Is Bi Felicia married to him? If not, then yeah, she's rolling her eyes at you. No, she's not. She's just one of these chicks that's trying. Once again, they're just trying to create a sense of value through scarcity. Queen Q. Like, we're leaving. Like, okay, you know, like, no, I'm serious. We're leaving because your peen is ugly. It's like, yeah,
it's igly.
It's igly. You know,
igly.
It's igly. You guys are disgraced. You guys are disgraced. Still looking at you while they saying it. You still haven't moved yet.
And to include, it's crazy though, because damn it, Trey the Truth got a song talking about protect our women.
Ah, man, this is yeah. All right, let me continue. Thanks a lot, Queen Q.
No, so that was my first mistake. I moved in with him, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I do not recommend any of you who follow me. You guys may see me as a mother figure. You guys may see me as an auntie, a big sister, whatever you want to call me. I'm telling you that you don't move in with a man until y'all are married. But if something like logistical needs to happen, like you guys are moving to a new place or you guys are buying a house together, that date needs to be set. That date needs to be set before you move in with that person. And if y'all are buying a house, then both of you guys need to be on the title and everything, unless you live in California, which doesn't matter because, you know, California has different divorce laws. It doesn't matter.
Hey, y'all should see the look on her face when she said California has a different divorce laws. Like, she was real pleased with that. She was real pleased about California's divorce laws.
Well, GC, what's the rate of bad roommates in California to kind of just make up for it?
You said of who?
What's because you notice the situation how it is. What's the rate of bad roommates in California?
I had a roommate in college. Actually, I had several. I was the bad roommate, really. You know, so I mean, yeah, like. Did any of my roommates leave and, you know, move in with a chick? Yeah, eventually, but that was like when we became of age to buy houses and shit.
Right. It was all planned out, you know.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, well, she went to university somewhere else, but I'm just saying she had a divorce in California, so she knows all about the laws of it. Like, fellas, is this what you're planning your life with? You know, somebody's like, oh, yeah, except if you live in California because, you know, divorce laws are different here. It's like, dang. All right, let's continue.
If you're on the title or not. But I say all that to say this. Statistically, when you move in with a man with no commitment, you are essentially a roommate and you have your life.
If you're asking me, I studied and graduated with a degree in computer science from a college in California, from a university in California, if you're asking me. I don't know why it matters, but
motherfuckers ask for credentials and shit. Damn,
I have no idea what's to them. Like
it's gonna end up coming up. Damn, they're gonna be like, what city you in, and what address? Come on, man.
Yeah, like seriously. And what's up with her and Peen, with White Peen? She keep
I
talking
have
about
no
White
idea.
Peen.
Yeah,
Weird.
it is. It is. Yeah, dang. When I mentioned their Messiah, you know, when I mentioned their Messiah, who is a twice baby mama of 4, I mean, like, they just seem to get like, oh yeah, but.
Oh my God.
She said she thought she knew me from somewhere. I mean, yeah, if you went to like a HBCU, it wasn't me.
Likelihood of becoming a baby mama skyrockets, and your likelihood of marrying that man plummets. Okay? So simultaneously, you're making yourself more likely to be a baby mama and less likely to be a wife. So this doesn't seem like a win. Like, this doesn't seem like...
The irony of her words, you know, because she is a baby mama and not a wife. The irony is just overwhelming.
That's a win, right? So that was the first mistake. And it was also, in retrospect, a way in which he could establish more control, because if I'm a college student, like, we're very minimally or all employed. Like, it's very hard to be self-sustaining if you're a full-time student. And so he was like, okay, you can move in with me.
So he sustained you while you were in college. Okay.
You're going to have to pay some bills. You got to help me with some bills, because it was, even though I couldn't give 50-50, it was a 50-50 situation, because it was like, okay, you're going to be charged with this bill, and you're going to need to buy groceries, and you're going to need to cook and clean and all that stuff. But I couldn't stand my roommate so much, and I really didn't see another option. So I accepted. And so, yeah, that was the first mistake. And so we continued to have the problems that we had. We continued to have, like, fights, you know, and I remember we would have fights, and it always seemed like there was something that I was doing that he didn't like. And it was rarer that he was doing something that I didn't like that I actually thought enough to speak about. But
okay, so this is typical amongst the fake pick-me's. Keep in mind, she teaches classes on how to get women to appear to be pick-me's, not actually be pick-me's. This is common amongst the fake pick-me's, to where guys get with them because they appear that they're the perfect woman, but, you know, and actually spending time with them, they realize that they freaking hate them. You know, if you don't believe me, ask her first baby daddy, and then ask her second baby daddy.
Do she have 4 different baby daddies?
No, she has 2 baby daddies. However, she has 4 babies. That's how that works.
Got it.
Yeah.
when we would have the discussion, by the time it was all done with all the word salads and the accusations and all this stuff, it would end up where I was apologizing. It was like I was in the twilight zone. So during all of that, I was taking birth control, but reproductive coercion. This is where the community does reproductive.
She was taking birth control, yet she is accusing him of reproductive coercion. Let's listen. Let's listen to what happened.
Coercion, where you have an entire community that does this. So remember, you guys, this was before the internet existed the way that it does now. I constantly heard from the people around me that birth control, hormonal birth control is bad, and if you stay on birth control, you could really hamper your when you want to have a child. It could make that more complicated. You can get a stroke. You could have a heart attack. You could drop dead in the middle of the street. I mean, there was so much.
It's everybody else's fault because people were telling me not to take birth control. They were telling me the dangers of birth control, so I didn't take it. Well, why did you take it at all? Like, why did you pretend to take it? Why did you say you were taking it at all? Like, you either take it or you don't.
Much fear mongering of using birth control. And I was scared. I was scared because I wanted to be married and have a family. That was something that was very, very important to me. I know it's not.
Ah! Ah! The irony, the irony. Oh, the irony, the irony, the irony. Oh, the irony. I wanted to be married and have a family. And I was married and I had a family and I decided I didn't want it anymore. Or he decided he didn't want it anymore. But if the white guy decided that he didn't want to be married and have a family, then that would mean that Chad is flawed. And I picked a flawed Chad. Or if I initiated the divorce, then I would be saying that I am not a good black woman and therefore ill fit to teach women how to swirl. So I wanted the very thing that I can't provide to anyone, not even myself, because fake hair.
Not important to everybody, but it was very, very important to me. Thank you, Lois. Thank you. My boyfriend is pushing about moving together, but I don't want until I'm married. Thank you. People call me old-fashioned for that. No, honey, I'm going to call you smart for that. Notorious. What is it? Oh, my eyes are so bad. MC, thank you for the $10 super chat. Those are so-called fine dark chocolate males are usually conceited, overbearing, and controlling type crystalline. I'm sorry, I just read people very well since I was a kid. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny that's exactly what he was. I mean,
oh God. He's supposed to be controlling. He's a man. The fact is that you were out of control.
It was. So I was like, okay, I need to do something differently because I'm so frightened that this is going to happen because I really want to have a family and kids. So I was iffy about taking birth control. I would take one day, skip another day, double up the next day, skip 2 days. But I was always very communicative with my boyfriend. I was always very clear. Listen, I'm on this birth control thing, but I'm iffy about it, and I'm not taking it the way that I should. I was always very open.
What does that mean? I'm taking birth control, but I'm iffy? Who takes iffy birth control? Like, birth control is a thing that you have to take every day or it's useless. Why are you doing it 3 times a week? Like, why? If you're going to be iffy, then just don't take it. If you're going to be iffy about birth control, then just don't take it. What's the point of taking it sometimes? This is a lie. See, this portion of the story is what absolves her of all sins. Well, I told him that it was iffy. I told him I was taking birth control, but it was iffy. So let's relook at the scenario again. Girl meets boy. Girl hates roommate. Girl seduces boy to have girl move in with boy. Girl and boy are having problems. The problem is with her. Boy doesn't like girl. Girl still likes boy. Girl winds up pregnant. Oh. Girl needs a place to stay. Girl winds up pregnant. Okay. Okay, let me replay this. Girl needs a place to stay. Girl winds up pregnant. I told him it was iffy. Just believe me when I say I told him it was iffy. Huh? Yeah, I told him it was iffy. You told him that you were taking iffy birth control? Yeah, I told him that sometimes I don't take it. Why didn't he tell you just to save money and not take it at all? Iffy. Okay. Something about this story sounds iffy.
And communicated that. And he said, okay, that's cool. I'll just pull out. Okay, cool. So at the time, I'm like, I don't know. We got together and I was like, I don't know.
I'll just pull out. I'm iffy on my birth control. Okay, I'll just pull out. Maybe he's iffy on his pullout. This is weird as I don't know what. DJ Nash says, this sounds familiar. Yes, it sounds like every time a dude got an unwanted pregnancy ever, besides poking a hole in the condom. This sounds familiar. Yes, it sounds like every story like that. It's always like, oh, it's iffy. Oh, I had an accident when I was a kid riding a bike and I only have one fallopian tube and it's very weak. So the chances of you're getting me pregnant is very low. Oh, I'm allergic to condoms. Oh, yes. It sounds like every story that we heard of how we were born. This is how we got here. Anybody that's a first child, if you're the oldest of all your siblings and you were born in the 90s, this is how you were born. This is the circumstances under which you were born. They should have named you Iffy.
I want to say 22, 23, and he was 5 years older than me. So he wasn't young. I mean, he wasn't that young. And let me tell you, that man had a lot of sex, okay? I mean, just how I described him to you.
He had a lot of sex, but no kids before you came with your iffy vagina. You were half planned, Kid Cloud. Kid Clouds. You were half planned. You were planned by the mother, but the father was iffy.
And he was going to Howard. He had a lot of sex. He had never had any children before. So I'm like, okay.
Before you in your birth control story, he didn't have any kids. After you in your birth control story, and the only thing that absolves you from trapping the guy is you telling us that you told him that you said iffy. I'm allergic to latex too. In my teen years, they only had lambskin. Oh, no. How old are you? No, you're younger than me. They didn't only... Is that some Canadian stuff? No, I heard that lambskin makes your penis explode. No, I never used lambskin ever. I know like OGs that do it, like dudes in their 50s, but no, I never, ever. Never have I ever used a lambskin condom. I use polypurine, something like that, for chicks like you who claim to be allergic to latex.
Hey, he knows how to do that. He knows how to do the whole, pull-out game, whatever. Okay. Not an excuse, but this is me at 22, 23 years old. That seemed to work for a while. And then there was one time that we had sex, and I was under the impression that he had withdrawn like all the other times. Wait a minute, let me back up.
Now, for all you who are curious, I use a condom all the time. That's one thing. But the other thing is my withdrawal game is horrible. And that's because I use a condom. I watch porn. Everybody knows I watch porn. I want to do what they do in porn, but with a condom. But the thing about me is, by the time I pull it out, take the condom off, aim, fire. That process, something interrupts that process. I have trouble getting, I'm not saying I've never done it, but I do want to finish like a porn star. But it's a difficult feat to do all those things with the condom on. Here's why I'm saying this. You know when a guy pulls out. You know when a guy pulls out. You know it. You feel it on your face. You feel it on your butt. You feel it every, like, where does it go? Where if not inside you, you didn't ask yourself, where did it go? That should be the first question. Like, every pullout person has a place where they like to mark their territory. One of these days, I'm gonna spell my name with it, 00100. Everybody finish it. That's part of the fun of it. You didn't ask yourself, oh, I didn't know he didn't pull. Where is it? Where is it? It's somewhere. When there's no condom, it's somewhere. Like, where did you think it was? You are making this up. Acting like you never had a facial before. Look at your forehead. That is your hair follicles running away from facials. That is exactly what happened to your hair. You know when he finished. I didn't know. I just didn't know. Bullshit!
But let me back up. So, even when I moved into the apartment, we would still have these fights, but I still felt free. I still felt like no matter what, look, I got my mama, I got my daddy. If worse comes to worse, they will pay my rent in somebody's house. They will pay my rent for my own apartment. Like, I knew that I could always fall back on my parents. And so I said, even when I moved in, I was like, listen, if this isn't working.
Hey, MGTOW Dictionary, you could come back up. It's just that your camera was on. I didn't want to, I didn't know your camera was on because it was kind of close up, but nobody's seen it because the comments is up. Oh, you could come back up, MGTOW Dictionary. I wasn't putting you down because of that. I just didn't want you to expose yourself.
I dipped out for a minute, GC. I had a phone call over, but I'm back.
Okay, cool. But yeah, MGTOW Dictionary, come on back up.
And we could stop, like, we can break up. Again, you're a quitter, So just keep that in mind. So there would be times, and let me tell you guys.
So now she's making it seem like, no, you were not initiating a breakup. You initiated the pregnancy to keep the man. And when you were unable to do that, so like, oh, we could break up. There's no problem to break up. You're saying that you say that, but watch what you say when that breakup actually did happen.
And this is where the other mistake was, is that I felt that it was wrong. I felt it. At the time.
You felt that it was wrong, but you didn't feel the semen on you, did you? Oh, gosh.
I was extremely religious. And I remember praying, getting on my...
Also, here's one of the many things that's wrong with the pull-out method. Classy young man explained it to you. He's a doctor. But here's one of the... But you don't really need a doctor for this. Here's one of the many things that's wrong with the pull-out method, in addition to the concept of pre-cum and all that stuff. But in addition to that, oh, and in addition to don't act like, see this chick, listen, they will grab you. They will grab you. They will grab you. They will measure their cycle, and they will, when they feel you about to happen. Oh, and a woman knows when you're about to happen. She knows when you're about to happen, and she knows when you happen. And she knows after you happen. This whole I didn't know that he finished is bullshit. But they know exactly when you are about to happen. They know. And what they do, especially if they on top, they will grab you. They wrap around you. You know, they'll bite you. They do whatever, but they keep it inside them. It's trickery. And that last pump, when they grab you, might be, you might have eaten some grapes. Just saying.
Knees and praying, and before I could get the thought of like concentrating my emotions and my thought and my consciousness to have this communication with a higher being, before I could get it out, it was so loud. It was like, get out, just like that movie, get out. And I would talk myself out of it. I talked myself out of it because of his credentials, or what appeared to be his credentials. Brooklyn Muse, thank you. Chris CK is right. No one around us supported birth control. My older sister said that my future babies could be born with no fingers if I got on birth control. And that's what I'm saying. That is a form of reproductive coercion. It is. And so yeah, you guys made me lose my train of thought. But thank you for the super chat. What was
reproductive coercion? You are grabbing dudes. You are telling them that I take birth control, but it's iffy. And you know you're lying about that.
what was I saying? Okay, so anyway, I would say, okay, so yeah, so when I would be on my knees and I would be praying.
You wasn't on your knees when he was finishing. Yeah.
I would always talk myself out of it because I was like, look, his credentials, he graduated here, he did this, he didn't have no babies, he wasn't, he had a job, he wasn't out here in these streets, he wasn't a thug, he wore his pants at his waist, and with belts on, and he wearing collared shirts and striped t-shirts, and just almost borderline nerdy dressing, right? So and he was religious, he would read.
I'm a nerd. You wanted his baby. You wanted his baby. That's the thing. What, you think I don't know? That's part of being a nerd. We have to be more protective of our sperm. Man. Shout out to Akashi, the Ronin. I appreciate you. I'm not really in the anime, so I'm not certain if I pronounce it right. It says, GC, keep cooking these swirling females. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Also, these sperm stealing, babies stealing, trapping chicks. And then try to blame it on the dude 20 years later. You trapped them. You trapped them. You spent the first part of the story telling all the virtues of him. And you're still talking about his virtues. Oh, he's so nerdy. Oh, so nerdy. So nerdy. Know how you nerd groupies are? You genetic IQ stealing bitches? I know what y'all try to do. Man.
You made me spit out my water, JC.
Dude, you talking about them fake nerd bitches?
No, I'm talking about the ones who go after nerds in an attempt to take our DNA. Hoping to have smart babies. I don't know what they attempt to do.
Oh, what the hell?
They know you guys are gonna take care of the baby, and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His Bible every day and all this other stuff. And I thought to myself, maybe something is wrong with me, because I'm like, well, he just checks all the boxes. I should try to make this work. I should try to make this work. And so I stayed. And then so there was one time that we had sex. And I don't know how many times we had sex, but there was one time that we had sex. And I thought it was just like any other time.
All right, let's see what they're talking about.
I knew his ass would go. I knew he was gonna go over there too.
So did I.
He's gonna leave in 10 minutes, but let's see what they're talking about. Hold on.
you guys know, the man who said that black women need to be sacrificed is in the chat right now twerking.
Yeah, and the same one who was saying that, but then complimenting Nyla on the same channel. That's what I'm telling you. It's because they want you. Like a lot of those dudes who have been trolling me, making videos about me.
I do not want you.
So much. Mm-hmm. They say we're ugly. They don't want us, that we're masculine and all this other stuff. Like, if you don't want us, then why does it matter? Like, why do we get assigned a name if we go where the love is? I don't, like, help me understand that, Cynthia. Like, can somebody help me understand? You don't want us, right? So why do you care?
Because they really do. They really do. It's partial.
Now, it's funny. It's funny because they equate the want for a single black woman to the want of the plurality of them. By that logic, because a man wants, say, Megan Good, he also wants Gabrielle Sidibe. Like Megan Good's husband wants Megan Good. And then after something like that, like a million black women says, oh, he wants us. They can't separate themselves from the collective. Interesting.
Actually, that number one thing.
And it's not like they're marrying. It's not like they're, out here wanting to create impact families. That's not what's happening. 44% of black men marry, and I've got 44%, 24% on the low end marry interracially. When they get that degree, if they make over 6 figures, they are the least likely out of all races of men. Once they reach that threshold, over 100,000, black men are less likely to marry, and men of other races are more likely to marry. So it's not like they're trying. So I don't understand. If I am so bad, if I am so ugly, then if both of us are
okay. It's never if people are calling you ugly, because she said I, so I'm assuming she means the individual. If people are saying you are so ugly, then this is true no matter what. Like, I mean, so like Michael B. Jordan is with Lori Harvey, and you still look however you look. Like other black women's actions does not really affect you. It has no bearing on you at all.
so ugly and so palatable and unpalatable, why do they care? Why does it matter?
Well, first of all, they're lying. Secondly, they're not getting married because marriage is a responsibility at the end of the day. Number one is a responsibility. Number two is a contract. Number three, the expectation that they actually provide for a family is there. And since most of them, I would venture to say, even struggle providing for themselves, they cannot provide for a family. So they'll sit up here and not get married, but they will have sex with and create kids with black women all day, every day, because they're still doing that. They're still doing that despite, and they're doing it.
Are you talking about you? Are you talking about you? You see, why do they never really separate the individual from the plural?
Hey, you just got your channel back, boy, and fired this spark.
Like, they never separate the individual from the plural. They won't marry us, but, you know, they will. I'll get back to them. Okay, but they won't marry us, but they will have kids with us. They will have kids with us, but they won't marry us. Isn't that what happened to you? Jesus. Call once, people. And this isn't anybody in chat. This is my personal life, but call once. Just call once.
More than they're doing it with other races of women, but they don't want the responsibility. And now, since black women are saying, okay, well, you got to produce something, you got to provide something, you got to do something. Now it's okay, I'm going to shame you. I'm going to be on my nana boo boo.
What does the first person who impregnated you, what did he have to do? I'm curious. Because now all of a sudden people have to do stuff. Like, what did that first person have to do? Curious. Just saying. Wait, what the hell? So while Cynthia G is talking about black men don't provide, you bring up Stovegate, which is an example of a black man providing. Oh! Oh!
I'm mad you didn't provide it for the black woman.
But she is black. Oh!
American black.
Dominican is in the continent of North America. Oh!
In your face, I'm gonna talk about your skin tone. I'm gonna say you're undesirable. I'm gonna talk about your weight. But at the end of the day, that is what they want. Because even when they go to the other races of women, all of their reasoning has to do with black women.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen,
So when a man goes to another race of women because of black women, it's because he wants black women. Okay. You got played, game changer, and won. Now, I want to point out that she does feel, she wasn't fat. I showed a picture. I want to point out that she feels that when a man provides for a woman, he's getting played. So basically, it seems though you're mad that you weren't able to play me. Or any other man for that matter.
Play you for your resources.
I talk to white, that's fine. You know, my food ain't big enough, that's fine too. You know, whatever the reason, my skin complexion is too dark, my hair is too nappy, that's fine. So I'm going somewhere.
Jessica X has a fake avatar, and yours is real? And yours is real. We're to believe that your avatar is real. Now that says something. And here's what it says. It says several things. Let's say it is real. The only reason that a person would believe that yours is real over hers is that your real picture isn't one that a person would fake. Meaning that no one would pretend to look like you actually look. Just saying.
Where my nappy hair and my dark skin and, you know, I have never had a problem attracting successful non-black men. The successful black men, they wanted a different kind of black woman. And that's okay for me because I know I have the option. I don't need
a different kind of black woman. So before they were mad that they're dealing with non-black women. Now they're mad that they're dealing with a different type of black woman. Okay.
Attractive woman and one that they would want, but they can't get her. Same thing with Nyla. These dudes will call into Nyla's show, call her name, say she's a bed wrench, make up rumors, and then they'll start complimenting her, talking about how her husband doesn't deserve her. It's just like these same dudes.
And it's like, it's cool, like whatever people want to say and think, you know, Game Changer can say whatever he wants to say.
Oh, now they're talking about me.
That's fine. But guess what? I'm spending my day. So after I'm done talking to you, I have some music content creators who are here visiting me in a very exclusive area of San Diego in the guest house. So he can, and we're.
Oh, this is Crystalline Karazin. Oh, this is
that's why. Oh man, so she joined her shit to talk about you because you're talking about her.
Okay. Let me hear this. All right. Okay, let me go back. So,
black female creator, it's really bad.
Yeah, there were so many black men in my Instagram DMs talking about, "I'll take you back. Please come back. You're so beautiful. You know, you don't have to go anywhere." Like literally, so many black men.
So basically, that is the reason that she's swirling, is to get black men to say, "We'll take you back. We'll take you back." But you don't have respect for those black men, so it's just like it's a snake that's feeding on itself.
It might be telling me this, and it's like it's cool. Like whatever people want to say and think, you know, Game Changer can say whatever he wants to say about
Thank you.
me. That's fine.
Thank you for okay. Y'all remember, she gave me permission. I now have permission to say whatever I want to say about this woman, and I want to say a lot. She just gave me. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should not have done that. You gave me permission to say whatever I want to say about you. Oh, I was holding back. All right.
So after I'm done talking to you, I have some music content creators who are here visiting me in a very exclusive area of San Diego in the guest.
I'll visit you. I'll visit you. Is that what you're complaining, that I won't visit you? I'll visit you. It's a 6-hour drive. I'll catch a flight. I will visit you. I'll visit you and your new dude. Now, for obvious reasons, you can't record it. But I've met YouTubers before. I have no problem visiting them.
So and we're going to go to La Jolla, and we're going to have a good day. And most of them don't even know what La Jolla is. Most of them don't even know what La Jolla is. And couldn't even afford. They couldn't even afford to go to San Diego if they lived in LA. So, I mean, the thing of it is they can't.
Well, I can. And I will. And I have. And I would.
They can't even afford it. And that's why they're in your inbox. And that's why they continue to troll Irene, because they won't admit it. But you have a greater.
I also offered to meet Irene and her husband. I even offered to bring my girl. She's out this way.
Appeal to them if you've been with a white man. I don't care what they say. You have more stock and more value as a black woman if you've been with a white man. I don't care what they say. I agree. Yeah. I agree.
What the hell? Now there is truth to that, but that's not cause and effect. Basically, what that means is that white men have higher standards, meaning that if you're with a white man, then you've reached some type of benchmark. But it's that benchmark. Like they would be with you because of that benchmark, not because you've been with a white man.
I mean, the black men really didn't give me a second look when I was single. When they found out that I was with a white guy, then it was like, oh, it's almost like, well, if they see the value in you, then there must be something I'm not seeing. Versus confusion, because they're like, wait a minute, wait. And then it's, okay, so what am I missing here? And then there's this entitlement that comes, well, I'm black and she's black. So, I will have more influence. And it's like, no. I've been.
The entitlement that she's talking about goes both ways. Black women feel like they're entitled to choice black men. They do.
On this side of this for too long. Yeah, I mean, to me, I already see past their foolishness, and that's why I talk about their psychology, and that's why I really don't even care about their hair jokes and their pettiness. I don't care nothing about what Tariq is saying. I'm really just about to run up a tab on him.
I don't care about the hair joke that I'm talking about on my show right now. I don't care about the things that he say about my hair. I'm just talking about the things that he say about my hair right now because I don't care about my hair.
Since now he wants to say I'm making videos about him, now I am. I'm going to make videos about him and run up a tab on him. I'm going to try to do the same thing that I didn't. Like, I keep them non-practicing. I keep called in my channel a couple times. It's like, whatever. But he's one of those people that's like, you really should just try to be nice. Like, you should be nice because there's not a lot else going on with you. Like, why aren't you nice? Because you would get more women being nice. Like, I look at him and I'm like, no, I'm not missing anything. I don't have any buyer's remorse. I'm like, thank you for confirming that it's good over here. I'm sorry. Like, I know you guys have your feelings about it, but it's good over here. Like, I belong to country clubs and social clubs. My kids have fun. I'm good over here. So I don't. It's funny to me, but what I will say is this: is that when more black women realize, and I'm gonna say you too, because I know this is okay first. I know your sister too, but you are beautiful. You are intelligent. Like,
I hate this whole all black women are beautiful thing. If all of you are beautiful, then none of you are.
You have beautiful skin. Like, seriously, it was just me. Instant. So I don't know. I don't know. Talk to me offline. And it don't have to be white. It could be Indian. It could be Asian. Like, just talk to me. Be ready. They're ready to. I know because they contact me and they talk about it. I mean, if I chose to go that route, then I would go that route. But at the end of the day, like if these dudes are talking about you, it's because they like you. Because I do, just like Nyla said, I see posts where they will put me, you, Nyla.
That is the ultimate cop out, and that works like on 6-year-olds. If that person is picking on you, it's because they like you, or it's because that person sees a reason to pick on you. Like perhaps you're that smelly kid in class. Perhaps you actually do have cooties.
And a number of different other Irene, and they'll be like, oh, this is the bed wrench brigade. Like, nobody cares about that, because at the end of the day, if you thought you had any piece of a chance, please, you would be like sucking our toes, literally and figuratively. So it's like, let's not even.
Oh, dear God, no.
Let's not even go there. They know they will be our trick. If we even hinted at the possibility that they could be our trick, they would be heavy. We don't even have to say that, and they'll be heavy in our.
Y'all see how comfortable they are with creating analogies in which they are the hoe? Is anybody else more comfortable being a hoe than the sisterhood? Think about what she just said. They would love to be our tricks. But if we're your tricks, then you are our ... I mean, this is literally a hoe calling a John a trick. Make this make sense. People, please.
In our inbox. If they even thought that we had any piece of a favorable thought about them, they would be in the inbox. It's just that simple. So they can say whatever they want to. They can troll. They can do whatever. Nobody really cares. Bottom line of it is the reason they...
That's good, because I can, and I will.
...have a problem with you is because they like you. It's just that simple. Yeah. But I'm just like, I like people who are nice to me. I don't know. I mean, you're not going to get me to like you. You're mean to me. When you say that...
I don't think that you realize how much I don't care about what you like.
That's like in grade school, when if a boy likes you, he would pull on your pigtail. Like, I'm more mature than that, and they seem to not be. Why would anybody want to connect with somebody who's mean to them? You're mean. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. But girl, let me see if some of Trick's little trash bag Dusty's got something to say. And say you look beautiful. And, thank you. Always admiring from afar. And I like to say hi to Nyla and to Irene. Beautiful and doing great, and congratulations on your continued success. That's it. Thank you so much, and thanks for calling in and for super chatting. I really appreciate it. Let's see if Tree got some bold Dusties who want to simp on the line for a man. Let's see if they want to do that. Bye.
Oh wait, it's a call-in show.
Do you think? Oh, this dude, whoever this has been on there. 334 will get you. You've been on there for the longest, from what I've seen when the calls came. Guys, and it's so funny that they have all the time and energy in the comment section, but when it's like today, like Tariq isn't even, aside from your hair, which is fabulous, what are you talking about? Nothing, because he don't got nothing to talk about. But I think Nyla was trying to say something to you. Nyla, do you want to?
No, I just wanted to say really quickly, when it comes to, they definitely are trying to, like you said, it's a DB relationship with these dusty dudes, and they are trying to tear at every single thing that is good and great about women. And the thing about it is, you don't have to take that. The first rule of femininity is to put yourself first. So putting yourself first means choosing the environment that you can thrive.
Oh my God. Did she say the first rule of femininity is to put yourself first? The first rule of femininity, I would assume, is to be nurturing. is to put your children first. Rule number one of femininity is selfishness? Really? Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Tariq is breastfeeding. Y'all are just doing the most.
Ready to laugh at that.
The most. So let me see if we got a bandit. Asians aren't subjugated. Asians aren't subjugated by white men. Hispanics are. Asians are allowed. Asians are not. Asians are not subjugated. They're not. So you can cut Asians out. They're white too. They're white too. But sure, they're not subjugated.
Yeah, everyone is classified as white now, except for us.
Okay, that's fine. But okay, that's fine.
Sen was saying, which is that the dominant Asian population is white, and there are non-white Asians. They worship their own whiteness, and they oppress those blacks that are Asian in their country. So they don't worship.
All right, so that's that. I'm not gonna call in. All right, so that was interesting. So yeah, I guess I am on CK's mind. But let's continue with her story.
You know, again, young, you know, not very super sexually experienced. He's 5 years older. I'm assuming he knows what to do. He's pushing 30. I'm still, you know, not even mid-20s yet. And you guys, a week and a half, I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but I've had 2 dreams about babies. 2 dreams, and they have both come true. So my first dream about a baby was when I'll tell you in a second. So about a week and a half, 2 weeks after that happened, I woke up from a dream. I dreamed that I had a baby girl. And I was like, I don't know. Something felt different. I don't know. And so I asked my boyfriend at the time, I said, you know that time that we did it like a couple weeks ago? Did you pull out? You know what he said to me? I'll tell you what he said in a second. I just want to shout out the super chat. I said what I said. I dated my Brad for 6 years. He bought a house for us and proposed and wanted me to move in, but I only moved in after marriage. Hello from UK. All right, and congrats on your Brad, hun. So here's what he said when I asked him, because, you know, I could kind of tell when I was ovulating, and I was like, that would have been the time. And I was like, do you know that time that we did? You know what he said to me?
I can tell when I'm ovulating. People, this is planned. She trapped this dude. I can tell when I'm ovulating. Yeah, that was that time you took his sperm. That was the time you spit his sperm out of your mouth into your vagina. And then you say, oh, I had a dream on this one. Like, she always claimed to have pregnancy dreams when she trap a dude. Your first child, by a black man, you trapped him. Your second child, by a white man, you trapped him. And I bet you those were the 2 dreams you had. Oh, I dreamed that I was pregnant. Yeah, that's because you've been spitting sperm into yourself. The pull-out method is fine because there was so many, you know, good AIDS medication in the 90s. Nobody was scared of the AIDS in the 90s. So yeah, the pull-out method is just fine. Fellas, even with the pull-out method, they have access to it. And if you think that they are above turkey basting or using a empty Visine bottle and then, you know, like squeezing the Visine out and using that to suck up the baby batter and then place it in themselves, oh, you are mistaken. You are mistaken. And then if you use the Visine later, it's but that's neither here nor there.
He said, "Oh no, I didn't pull out that time." Just as cavalier as you please. No, I didn't pull out that time. Now, mind you, Plan B was in circulation. Plan B existed, okay? He didn't tell me. Do you understand what
So you weren't iffy about Plan B, but you were iffy about standard birth control?
I am saying to you guys? For 2 weeks, he let that sperm intermingle, get fertilized, attached to my uterus, and he didn't tell me what he did. And it's not like we had sex with the lights on, because I didn't have sex with the lights on. No, girl. I go out to the nearest grocery store. I buy a pregnancy test, and what do you know? I'm pregnant. I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I don't remember how I told him. I don't know if I called him from work or if I waited till he came home. Knowing me, I wouldn't wait for something like that, because I got unexpectedly pregnant with my husband, and I called him from work crying. I didn't wait till he came home. So I probably called him at work.
Okay. Now, this was April of this year. Do y'all hear the lie? I hear the lies, hear the lies. I got unexpectedly pregnant with my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband, my husband. You mean your ex-husband, right? Because by this time, you should be dating this like Mr. E guy. So if you are capable of lying about your husband, actually, slow motion for me. Move it slow motion for me.
So I don't remember how I told him. I don't know if I called him from work or if I waited till he came home. Knowing me, I wouldn't wait for something like that, because I got unexpectedly pregnant.
All right.
Pregnant with my husband, and I called him from work crying. I didn't wait till.
All right. 43, let's just say 55. I can't do 55, so I'll just do 49. I'll just do it slow motion.
Or if I waited till he came home, knowing me, I wouldn't wait for something like that, because I got unexpectedly pregnant with my husband, and I called him from work crying.
I got unexpectedly pregnant by my husband. So in addition to still calling the guy your husband and perpetrating a lie, or perpetuating a lie rather, but in addition to that, it's questionable if it was unexpected. It's also questionable, and remember, I told you what I suspect happened with the husband. But third and last on that, where's all the anger that she has for her husband? Like, obviously, she's talking about her ex-boyfriend with a lot of visceral hatred. But where's all that fire for her ex-husband? Like, she could be telling the story about her ex-husband. Oh, it was reproductive coercion and blah, 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 blah. See, if it's unexpected, then that means something went wrong. He didn't pull out or what have you. But you're not telling your husband's story, are you? Or your, ex-husband's story, are you? In fact, you're still not telling your ex-husband's story. Nope. Every bad thing you have to say is about your first baby daddy. You don't have a bad thing to say about your now ex-husband, who also apparently reproductively coerced you. And really, that's just a derogatory way of saying unexpected pregnancy.
I didn't wait till he came home. So I probably called him at work or whatever. And then when he came home, I thought he was going to be like upset or, you know, I didn't know what. Y'all, he was so calm. He was so calm. And he said, you know, it's okay. I think, you know, we're headed towards marriage, you know, like all the things that you know, all the things that you say, you know, and we're in a serious relationship and we're heading towards marriage. So this is going to be okay. And I'm happy. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I'm happy and I'm up for it. And I was like I said, going back to the criteria of him checking the boxes, I was like, I know that from the outside looking in, he seems like a guy I should want to marry. But again, I told you guys, every time
unprotected sex with a guy that seems like you would want to marry one day. That's bright. Okay, so DJ Naff says, GC, she meant the first rule of feminism. Yeah, the first rule of femininity is not think about yourself.
I would get quiet with myself. That voice would be like, get out! Get out! But I was pregnant and I don't know, I was 23. I wasn't 13. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a baby. And it was very interesting that the first few, okay, and here's another thing too. When I bring up Plan B, because that would have been something. We were very open about, I was very open with him about my birth control situation.
What is your birth control situation? You wasn't controlling your birth. Who sporadically takes the birth control pill? In fact, I'm going to put this on members only. But who sporadically takes the birth control pill?
If we had agreed to do the withdrawal method until I found something more permanent, because he didn't want to wear condoms.
How long did it take you to find something more permanent? And here's another thing about the pull-out method. The pull-out method leaves you vulnerable because you believe that it's yours. Say you're using a pull-out method with a woman. And then she comes up pregnant. And then she can always say, pre-cum, pre-cum, pre-cum. But really, the child is not yours. And you don't think anything about it because the pre-cum thing is a possibility that you accepted with the pull-out method.
Okay. Like we had been screened for, you know, diseases and things like that. So he didn't want to wear condoms. And so I'm trying to explore what other ways I can not have a baby. So when he did that, he took away my autonomy in that.
He took away your autonomy. The black boyfriend, not the white ex-husband, even though he essentially did the same thing. The black boyfriend took away her autonomy. He took my autonomy. Only in Grape could he have done that.
The time in which I could have done something about it, like getting a Plan B.
The time in which you could have done something about it would have been taking the birth control beforehand or not letting him put a raw penis inside you. There's plenty of times you could have done something about it. In fact, even 2 weeks later, you can still do something about it. You can still do something about it. At the time, you could do something about it up to 3 months later.
He took that choice away from me.
Still had a choice.
Because he never told me. He never told me that that is what he did. Oh, thank you again for the super chat, Nature's Chill. Sorry, Crystalline, but there's Dusty's invading the chat and spamming it with derogatory words. I don't know how to block that Abisola person. Oh, thank you, JD Howard, for the super chat. I'm just curious. What are these trolls? What could they possibly be saying about this? What could they?
Well, they're probably saying the same thing I'm saying now. They are saying the same thing I am saying now. And it's true. You trapped a guy. You found a alpha guy and you trapped him. And now years later, you are blaming him for the trap that you set for him. It's sick. That's what they're saying.
What is the problem of having this discussion? Because it's not like I'm putting all the responsibility on him. It's not like I'm not saying the things that I did wrong. I'm not saying that I wasn't a stupid, silly.
You're not saying all of the things that you did wrong. And the primary thing that you did wrong was trapping him. You trapped him with your kid.
Little girl. I'm not saying any of those things. So I'm really confused as to why this conversation would be trolled. What are they saying? Like, what could you possibly? I don't get it. Which is very telling.
What we could say is that you're a liar and this is a pregnancy trap.
No shit.
Yeah.
But I bet you these trolls are also in those same chats where the men are blaming the women who are single mothers. That's the thing.
Well, I do blame you for being a single mother right now. You're a single mother right now. You're a single mother right now. Your inability to sustain a marriage with the master race made you a single mother. That is no one's fault but your own. And let's just say it is completely his fault, right? Let's just say, after all this time, he turned out to be into incest. Then that would go against your whole Mr. Clean narrative, wouldn't it? So either it's you or it's him, but either way, the whole swirling narrative that you present to the world is extraordinarily flawed. And because you picked him, it is your fault. You are a single mother because of you. You have 4 kids. Now what to do? You look for Mr. E. As you can see, it's really not who you want to be.
They want to put it all on them. They don't want to take any personal responsibility. Listen, the only way things are going to change is if both parties take responsibility.
Yeah, take responsibilities. You're a single mother because of you.
And listen, I'm mature enough. I'm a big girl enough to take responsibility
Good, take
for the
it.
part that I played in it. But when I communicate with my partner that I'm iffy on birth control, and we agree that we're going to use withdrawal, yes, I know it's lame.
Okay, revisionist history. I told him that I was iffy on birth control. What's the point of taking birth control if you're iffy?
Right.
MGTOW Dictionary, your camera's on, bro. All right. Hopefully he comes back. Everything about this is wrong. I'm gonna give MGTOW Dictionary a little time to come up, but I am going to go. I'm going to go right now and get myself a Philadelphia cheese steak. That's what I'm going to do. And the reason why I'm so excited about it is because I, as everybody knows, on keto for quite some time. It ended on the 15th, and I've been taking it light. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I have a taste for. I've been having a taste for it for quite some time, and now I'm going to eat it. I'm going to put it in my mouth and eat it.
Yeah. Shit.
Let's see.
I just noticed Melody jumped off, though.
Yeah, she jumped off a while ago. She probably had to walk her dog or something. So Bye Felicia says, black men are not stepping up, but white men are. Well, apparently in this case, white men are stepping out. And they're stepping away. And they're running away from CK. Like, I want you to picture the song, Every Little Step I Take, as her husband leaves her. Every little step I take, I won't be there. Every little step I take will be somewhere else. Can't take this bitch. I'm on the phone trying to get myself away. But this swirling chick, I don't know. I can't think of the whole thing, but I will. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you know how my songs be. Crystalline Karazin, you know how my songs be. Yes. Every Little Step I Take, featuring Waldo, coming soon to Game Changers channel. Yes. He's light-skinned. Y'all know I be cold with the music. Y'all know I be cold with the music. So yes, that will be coming. Just like your first baby daddy. Oh, I can't help myself. I am too cold. Where is Steph when you need him?
GC, is my volume good?
Cold. Huh? No, you good. You good.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure.
You want CK to what end?
He don't
Like,
want her to
well, no. I mean, because like, do I want her to what end is the question. Because there is always a use for a person. For example, I want somebody to deroot a tree. Because when you cut down a tree, there's still a stump there. And if she offered to do that for free, and I would want her to do that. Because when you put the chemicals inside, it takes like a year. So yes, if she was to uproot a tree stump, yes, I would want her to do that. Like, be specific. What from her do you believe I want? Root chakras. All right, he's not coming back. All right, so yeah, we'll talk in the future, MGTOW Dictionary. All right, that's fine. I'll just be content with my childless fertile girlfriend. All right, let's see. Okay, so if I can use CK instead of for a stump grinder, I don't even know what that is, then I will. Yeah. Melody, what's on your mind? I'm about to go. I'm about to go get myself a cheesesteak.
No, you already said what was on my mind earlier about this. It's ridiculous. They just want attention. That's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah. They just want to feel valued, and that's what she was over there. I have black men in my inbox begging me to come back. That is your fantasy. Like they're just fulfilling your fantasy in exchange for whatever they feel that because they want a piece of what you have, you know? Like, no shade to that.
Well, listen, she's 48 with 4. Nobody want that. I'm sure.
Yeah, apparently her new dude do. All right, so
yeah,
but you know, he seems green. All right, so Bye Felicia says, will you buy more stoves in the future? Perhaps. Like, I mean, if I purchase a new home, and I plan to, and it doesn't have a stove, I think that it will be in my best interest to purchase one. Like, yeah. And if I'm in another country and I find myself in a young lady's apartment who I'm staying with, and I see that she doesn't have a stove, then perhaps I'll do it again if I'm feeling generous. Should I be ashamed of that? Because, you know, if I didn't, I would be like, oh, you're not a provider. Black men don't provide. And when I did, I don't know, something strange is wrong with it, you know?
and she says, poor Melody, and then she says, brainwashed mentality.
Your brain is so washed we could see it through your forehead. Yeah! Classy young man, what's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going, Game Changer?
Sorry, I was talking and calling it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you bought a stove for Melody? Okay, here's the thing. Here in the US, if you rent, the owner is required to provide you with a stove. And if you have money for a house, then chances are you have money for a stove. I have not met a woman here in the US that didn't have a stove. And that includes when I was a kid and like I was with other kids. Their parents had stoves. Your argument doesn't make sense.
Why would I need a stove?
Yeah, like the whole analogy is just like it's all she has.
That's all they have to get at you, Game Changer. It's just
exactly,
so pathetic.
But it's not even a get. Like yes, I bought a stove, but I'm broke and I buy stoves internationally. Like their insults are even contradictory.
It's very contradicting because the fact of the matter is you helped a woman out that needed help.
Exactly.
A woman who was nice to me.
A woman who actually lives in a country that don't have much.
Exactly.
And then she let you stay there. You didn't have to pay hotel fare.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming this woman cooked for you as well.
She had with me.
Right, Classy.
I'm assuming she cooked for you as well, which you can't say for many women here in America if you bought them a stove.
Exactly. Not only did she cook, she asked me every time, like, what do I want?
Got the same treatment when I was in Brazil.
Yeah. So they cook and they ask like hours ahead of time. Like they'll ask like right now, like at 1:18, what you want for dinner, so they can prepare it.
I thought that was what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. So Melody gets a stove. Like, listen.
Well, what you have, Game Changers, you have a bunch of women in a first world country that has been provided a lot for more than other women. See, a lot of other women in other countries, we all know they need their men.
Yeah.
See, the fact of the matter is these women have been raised by women, so they don't have a concept of what patriarchy looks like.
It's a shame. It's a shame that they're trying to. The contradictions and the insult is like, be better. Like, be better. be consistent. Like I did, but I was thorough and consistent with my insults of CK. Oh, what a day to come back. All right, DJ Nav says, Felicia don't have a stove or hot water. So she hungry and her butt stink. Dang.
Oh, that's horrible.
Dang. But I mean, like, we live in a country where everybody has stoves or water hoses and stuff like that. Or, you know, I don't know. But like if you find yourself stoveless, you know, then be hotter and like be nicer.
Well, you have to be an idiot if you rent at a place that doesn't have a stove unless it's a single or efficiency.
Yeah.
So, bye, Felicia. Why does my voice gotta be fake? That makes no sense. Is it because you sound like a... That's because you don't have a feminine voice like me?
It's basically what it boils down to. You don't sound manly.
Exactly. It's supposed to sound.
You haven't earned your third leg yet, Melody.
Yeah.
I told you the sisterhood always they ask me about my voice all the time. Why you sound like that? Put some what you call that? Put some bass in your voice. Bye.
Let me do a run through.
You see why they say that to me? I don't see why they say that to you. That's yeah.
But think about what's being said. They're making fun of her voice. Let's look at the rundown of this. Me as a man coming home to listen to a woman that sounds like me. Hey nigga, how was your day? Excuse my language. Versus Melly, it's like, hey baby, how are you doing? What am I going to respond to? The woman that sounds like me or look like me, or the woman that looks better than me and sounds better than me?
Right. Most American Black women sound very, very manly and masculine, unfortunately.
Yeah, far too many. Like, I mean, to insult a feminine characteristic of a woman is bizarre.
From another woman.
Yeah. Well, even from a man, but from anybody, yeah, but especially from another woman.
Amazing.
Yeah. Keith said it best. Like, I mean, I don't know if she even tried. Like, if she actually tried to be a woman, then she would like be practicing the femininity things. But nope. She's just here, like, you know. And it's jailbait. Like, I think that you think that there is something that you can say that will make guys not want Melody. And both of her online crushes are here, Classy and Keith.
Oh, and, God.
But I mean, it wasn't like he's lying, but go ahead.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, this is something y'all yeah. So there isn't something you could say that would make them disinterested in her, you know. And even if you could, that wouldn't make them interested in you. See, that's the thing. She is Nia Long, you are Felicia from Friday. She is the Latin chick that lived across the street from Friday, and you are Baby D.
Baby D, exactly.
Like, she is Danya from the third Friday, and you are Miss Purdy from downstairs. Oh, God. You are always the worst thing. Every time she comes into the room, your stock diminishes. You are what's that called? What's this? What's that soda that's not soda? That's
Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the generic Select brand soda. But no, you're worse. You are Mountain Dew. And she is Sprite up. She is Sprite mixed with 7-Up mixed with real lemons. That is her, and that is you. You're Mountain Dew. You are what white people drink when they're not drinking Coors. That is you.
Which meaning is Melody is the sweet that's on the shelf that everybody wants to buy. You are the open candy wrapper on the street that every ant wants to eat and let go.
Oh my God. Yes. I'm sugar and she's corn syrup.
Oh, dang. The high fructose. You got to force it into the stuff that you already like. I want some Oreos bad, but dang.
And the difference is that she has to force people to buy her product.
Right.
Oh man, gotta trick people into it. Gotta pretend it's just like sugar. Like, nah, I don't. It's not the same. It's not the same. There's a lingering effect of you. All right, but with that, you got any last things, Classy, before I head out? Classy, all right?
Well, I just want to make. I'll say this and make it quickly. I just want to say what Crystalline Karazin has revealed to everyone is nothing but just the classic stuff. You're having children before you got married to a man. Mm-hmm. You see what road that has led her down to. Now, this woman at her point of her life, I don't care if the man is white. She is a woman that's just looking for scraps at this point because she knows that her stock has dropped and it has plummeted. But go ahead, I'm done.
Yeah, well, I mean, she described the guys that she, the guy that she got in college.
Well, my personal opinion. I think that's the highest of men that she could ever get. I don't think her husband was higher than that guy.
No, yeah, that's what I agree, both physically and otherwise, and that's why she's taking the regret of the loss of him. It seemed like she's feeling more hurt from the loss of him than she is from the loss of the person that she married and had 3 kids with.
And that's why I think why she keeps going at black men, because the fact of the matter is
the
type of black man that she had, she cannot get anymore.
Absolutely. Like, after the divorce, she should have just started running the Asian guys. Like, but like she's like slowly running out of continents to like run to. Like after this, if she ran away from Asian guys, Africa and Europe is gone, and then Asia, like the whole Eastern Hemisphere, like she will be out of hemisphere. She will be looking for Aboriginals,
Yeah, you mean the ones in Australia that's living in the woods?
Yeah, exactly. Not the colonists, but she would actually be looking for Aboriginals.
Yeah, she got to go in the bush to get the bush. But anyway, no, never mind.
Oh crap! He cold-blooded. All right, so enough of a roast. I am about to go get myself a Philadelphia cheesesteak, even though it's here in California. I am going to eat it.
Eat that motherfucker, boy. Hey, yeah, eat what you got taste for, man. Shit.
Exactly. That's how I do. And guess what, Crystalline Karazin? I do not need liposuction because I know my way around the gym, and I do eat right when I do. Therefore, I don't need liposuction. And for those of you who are asking, why did I bring that up? And that's because Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. Crystalline Karazin had liposuction. And Crystalline Karazin had liposuction.
Well, I'm just going to say this overall. You get any type of surgery, you're just a lazy woman like that. Sorry.
Well, I mean, like...
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I agree that liposuction is like a shortcut, but I don't mind if a woman is down a couple of cups and she order herself a cup or two.
No, I understand that point, but what I'm saying is that these women, once they get it once, they keep going back and keep going back. Just don't have no means to work out.
Oh, those chicks, yeah. I mean, like, no, it's a good head start, but then or maybe a good way to lose after a pregnancy or something like that. But yeah, don't use it as a form as a replacement to exercise, like every 3 months because you don't maintain it, you back in the thing. I think there's a celebrity that does that. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, game changer. Yeah. Enjoy your food. I'm gonna go get something to eat myself. I'm hungry myself.
Yeah,
I gotta find
man.
something in Los Angeles. So
yeah, this motherfucker talking about food and shit and got me hungry and shit, man. Sitting there listening to his ass chewing his hipper out. So
yeah. All right. Well, with that, go for it.
Yeah, just peace, man. Peace, everybody, man. It's good shit, man. And congrats, bro, on your channel being back.
Thanks.
Well, all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Melody. Peace, GC.
All right. So with that, I'd like to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who are participating in the chat. I'm going to be listening to Queen Q in the clouds. And this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.